Boys in the back. Boys.
What is good? We are back with another episode of The Boys in the Back, this time Thursday, November 6th. And we've got a lot to discuss on this program. I am 1/3 of The Boys in the Back. Connor Burks, joined along. As always, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. New York Rick. I kind of gave a weird pause there between my first and last name. I said Connor Burks.
You feeling all right?
Wait for it, Burks. The final third, Frankie, how we doing back there, brother?
You know, I'm doing great. I appreciate you asking me.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. I know you've been struggling this week.
That's fucking illegal.
Shout out. We'll talk about some things that are illegal later on in the program. We'll get a UFC Apex 111 preview. Hopefully not as many headlines coming out of this card as the one last week.
No, more. Give me more.
Some other news around the sport. Pound for pound best sibling fighters. We'll explain why we're doing that later on. I feel like it's kind of obvious, though, if you have any idea who is on this Apex card this weekend. But let's start with some news and notes around the sport. We're losing a couple fights. One this weekend involving Adrian Yanez. He is out against Christian Quinones. And he was supposedly offered a replacement fight from someone outside of the UFC and subsequently turned that down, said that his managers and coaches advised him not to. So we will not be seeing Adrian Yanez on the card this weekend. Yeah, as you can see, manager and coach didn't want it. For once, I'm actually listening to them, even though I was telling them I wanted the fight. It's crazy because I was at the UFC PI all day. He was there as well. Could have said something to me then. The he is there as well is in referral to Alan Bagoso, MMA 9-3 fighter who is not in the UFC, looking to make a shot. So he is out. We also lost Rug. Unfortunately, man, he was in a car accident. Wishing him a speedy recovery. He is out of his world title rematch against Anatoly Malkin at 173. So hopefully a speedy recovery, and we can see that rematch happen in short order. 173 is a nice card. Yeah, you got Rogtang, Superbomb, Stamp Fairtex, Christian Lee. Yeah, there's the card without the Rug Anatoly Malkin fight. But still, a solid showing for one championship. A pay-per-view, actually. I think it's $40 in the States. It
really could have used Rug and Malkin, to be completely honest, but just at this moment, all we can hope is one's message at a serious car accident. So
yeah,
that's all I can think about.
I believe I saw some pictures of him at the hospital, and like he had things all taped up to him and everything. So yeah, hopefully a speedy recovery for Rug. You never want that to happen. And then some breaking news we got today. I'll actually let you handle this one. Your favorite fighter?
One of my favorite fighters. My favorite?
Your GWOAT.
Definitely my GWOAT. Definitely my greatest woman of all time. Clarissa Shields signing a massive deal, according to Sportico. So $8 million for a record-breaking deal for a female boxer. Shout out to Clarissa Shields getting that bag.
Yeah, that's an insane amount of money. Joins Dimitri Salita and team, I believe.
Yeah, well, she was with Dimitri, so re-signing, and then with the record company. So yeah.
You know better than me.
Shout out, yeah.
You are the resident Clarissa Shields expert here.
Somebody has to, keep everybody accountable and recognize the GWOAT. But yes, look, Clarissa Shields, she continues. She is very brash. She is very confident. She is braggadocious. There are people who don't like that. But whether you like it or not, she is doing things in women's boxing on her own that, not fair to say on her own, with her promotion, but like her being the star of the show that people have not done previously. Like, she continues to elevate women's boxing, right? We obviously see now like MVP coming into the fold and working with Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, and the combined power of that, and Jake Paul's presence and being able to elevate women's boxing. But Clarissa Shields has been on an island, kind of doing it on her own, headlining massive shows, selling out Little Caesars Arena. Like, she is one of the biggest names in boxing, male or female, and she is able to kind of command that attention. And so another feather in the cap for her, who I believe kind of gets underrepresented, and why this like fandom from me has built up. But another feather in the cap for Clarissa Shields.
Shout out to her. Congratulations to her as well. That is a massive deal, massive accomplishment. Back to MMA. Jon Jones joined the No Scripts podcast. I believe the full episode is dropping today via their social media. But some clips started surfacing, some hot button topics. And he commented on two of the biggest names in the sport right now, Tom Aspinall and Alex Pereira. Here's what he had to say in regards to Tom Aspinall.
Talk to me about what you saw in his fight with Ngannou, because Ngannou looked like he was controlling the fight.
When Cyril gone?
Yeah.
Tom's a great athlete, but I do feel like he's a one-trick pony. I believe that his wrestling and jiu-jitsu is incredibly overrated. He has a beautiful 1-2. I got to learn a lot about his patterns in his last fight. That's really about it. That's the one thing that he's setting up real nice. He couldn't touch Cyril Gane at all. That's the way I felt. I felt like Gane was just getting warmed up. Gane's hands was down. He was shaking his shoulders, bouncing around.
He was touching him. He was touching him.
That jab, too, was money.
He busted him open.
He was so comfortable.
I think Tom was looking for a way out, and he took it. He needs to change his game.
Crazy take.
At the end there,
that's the podcaster that has probably not fought in a UFC fight before. I mean, this isn't surprising for Jon Jones to say this. He ran through Cyril Gane, made it look easy, hot knife through butter. Tom Aspinall. Cyril Gane. I mean, he was saying it right there when Bruce Buffer, when he fought him, and Bruce Buffer was like, "God." That's neither here nor there. This is expected from him, though. I mean, he ran through Cyril Gane. Tom Aspinall struggled with him, was going to lose that first round, got the eye poke, and it ends in a no contest. He's not going to be like, "Well, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see." The only pushback I'll give is it's just like, okay, he's a one-trick pony. All right, he just has a 1-2. That's all he has. Why not just fight him, obliterate him, kill all the duck allegations, and make $30 million on the way, and be considered the GOAT?
If I'm playing devil's advocate, or if I'm sitting in Jon Jones' seat, he would say it's not a big enough fight. I want Alex Pereira, I want the White House, and yada yada yada. This to me feels a little bit different, at least, than the eye patch and the Twitter and the this and that, right?
Yeah.
From the perspective that, yes, Jon is going to try to downplay Tom Aspinall's accomplishments and what Tom Aspinall is able to do, but we also have to give credence to, we also have to respect analysis from the greatest fighter of all time. Looking at Tom Aspinall and going, I see some holes in the game, right? If this was Demetrius Johnson, if this was George St. Pierre, and they're not connected to Tom in that way, we'd take it seriously, right? Cain Velasquez came on the show with Ariel and was like, look, I see some areas that Tom could improve. We take that seriously. Jon is of that level. Jon is a savant. He is the cream of the crop, the highest level of MMA that we have. So when he's actually making like a real point, when he's going, I see some holes here, I think this could be cleaned up, you do have to give it credibility, as opposed to just the like taking a jab, taking a jab, taking a jab, taking a jab.
The only thing I'll push back on that is that like it wasn't like, I see some holes here. It was almost the inverse. It was like, he's got a 1-2.
Yeah, he has nothing. He has nothing other than that.
Other than a 1-2.
But I certainly do not agree with one-trick pony. It is fair to say though, we still don't know a lot about Tom Aspinall.
Sure.
We really don't. And Tom's the first one to say it. Tom's like, I'm begging somebody to take me into deep waters. And it seemed like maybe we were going to get it for the first time, but he's been begging people to take him into deep waters because he wants to show the levels to his game. He wants to show the other things that he's capable of. Unfortunately, we didn't get that opportunity, and neither did Tom. But this to me is a little more palatable. This to me is a little more understandable from Jon being like, look, I saw that fight and I didn't think it was going his way. It's fair. It's fair from Jon, while also you have to include the context that like he is going to do whatever it takes to downplay Tom Aspinall as well.
Yeah, it's like you mentioned the DJs, the GSPs, and everything like that. Like, I think we would view it differently if they were speaking about someone that there's a clear inherent bias
For sure.
So Jon Jones not interested in Tom Aspinall.
No,
downplays it.
Yeah,
it is what it is. One trick pony. All he's got is the 1-2. What he is interested in though is the current UFC light heavyweight champion, sitting right behind Mr. New York Rick, lurking in the shadows there, Alex Pereira. He had this to say about a potential matchup with him at the White House.
It's a big card you keep talking about that you want to be on, a White House card, right?
Yeah, dude.
Who do you want for that? You want Pereira?
I'd like to fight Alex Pereira at the White House. Yeah. I feel like he's incredibly respectful. I feel like he's a household name in America. In MMA, everybody knows who he is. He's a champion. He's in the conversation of being one of the greatest fighters of all time. It would be a blockbuster event. I think the whole world would come out. I beat many Brazilians over the course of my life. Many. It's the people that have beat the most. Either way that fight were to go, no one loses in that fight. It generates so many millions for the sport. There's just no losing when you have such high level people competing who respect each other.
All right, so we see this. We see him talking to DBX last week about how he would love to fight on the White House, looking dead down the barrel of the camera. Dana, I'm practicing, man. I'm training. I'm healthy. I'm ready to go. You can count on me for that card. And now he's essentially calling out Alex Pereira, who has mentioned shared interest in fighting against Jon Bones Jones at the White House. I think, what was the emoji? The stone head.
Yep, the bone.
The bone equals house.
Yep.
It's interesting, man. It would be a massive fight. He's not wrong. It would generate a lot of money, and it would be a lot of eyes on this sport.
When everybody was on the Tom Aspinall versus Jon is the biggest fight in the sport train, there was one voice out there.
There he is. He's sitting
and he's
right
sitting
there.
right here. Alex versus Jon has always been the fight for me. What's interesting to me is when Jon gets hold of a narrative, when Jon feels like he has something with it, it can't leave his mind. It can never escape. With the Stipe Miocic fight, it was, I'm going to beat the heavyweight GOAT.
Right.
And it was just over and over a repetition of this. It's like, Jon, but what about Tom Aspinall? He's actually probably the better heavyweight right now. Like, he's a tough test. No, the heavyweight GOAT. This is legacy. This is about this. And once Jon gets that narrative, it's set. That's it. And so now he's on this track where Tom Aspinall is going to lose to Cyril Gane, one-trick pony, not interesting, not a big fight, not a household name. Like, listen to the terminology that he uses when he's talking about Alex Pereira, right? It's like, it's blockbuster. He's a household name. Everybody knows him. This is not by accident.
That he doesn't hit on with Tom Aspinall. He's respectful. He used to always be like, I just feel like Tom Aspinall hasn't earned his keep in this game, and he just isn't a respectful fighter and everything like that. So I don't want to match him. I don't want to give him that payday. I don't want to give him that highlight of, oh, he fought Jon Jones. Whereas he talks about Alex Pereira, he's like, he's a very respectful champion. He also is the current light heavyweight champion,
which Jon held for a very long time, and that was his division. And so the narrative makes sense. Like, Jon's not like talking shit. Jon's not making up nonsense here, but it is very clear that he has set his sights on White House and Alex Pereira, and Tom Aspinall is not even in the equation. And that's consistent with where he was before. But what's interesting to me is also just the idea that no matter what is said from now until then, this is already, like, Jon's mind is made on this. Like, this is the direction. There isn't going to be another way that this goes. If Tom Aspinall comes back and blows the doors off Cyril Gane in 10 seconds, I don't think Jon Jones is going to all of a sudden go, you know what? It's actually Tom Aspinall. Like, this train has left the station. And if you're the UFC, you could do a lot worse than that fight headlining the White House. Now, certainly Conor McGregor, Jon Jones, those are the two biggest names that you could have. And so if Conor's available, personally, I think Conor's going to be a bigger fight. I just think Conor McGregor is the biggest name in combat sports and will continue to be.
It's not even remotely close.
And so you do that. But save of that, if Conor McGregor cannot go, Jon Jones, no-brainer. First call, we need you right now. You've got Alex Pereira. Let's do it. And if you're Alex, like, there's no way you're turning that opportunity down.
I agree with you that Jon Jones, Alex Pereira is White House worthy headline main event. I actually did want to point out, like, Alex Pereira gets that opportunity. Could you imagine that? Like, it's just like, oh, you're going to fight Jon Jones at the White House? Like, what this guy is speed running through MMA. ACD MMA actually tweeted this out this morning. 4 years ago, he made his debut at MSG. In that time, 12 fights, 8 finishes, 6 title fight wins, 2 division world champion, 6 world champions beaten, 8 pay-per-view headliners, including UFC 300 and International Fight Week, 3-time UFC champ, 2024 Fighter of the Year, headline MSG twice.
And then it would be fighting Jon Jones at White House, maybe beating Jon Jones at White House, setting up Tom Aspinall heavyweight championship fight.
Just rock with me here. Becomes first guy to, like, actually defeat Jon Jones at the White House.
Somewhere Dominic Reyes is very mad at you right now.
Sets up, shout out to Dominic Reyes, shout out to Stony Brook, sets up heavyweight title fight at MSG next year. Alex Pereira somehow beats Tom Aspinall, becomes heavyweight champion of the world.
Cyril Gane.
Cyril Gane. First 3-division champion, headlines MSG 3 times, and then Joe Rogan walking over to him, Gloves are coming off. Lays him down. 5 years. I'm out the game.
If that happened, if this sequence of events, and it's only 2 fights that he would,
That's all he needs.
and they're realistic fights. He could be on this right
He
now.
would be like a plus 500 against Jon Jones. I think
for
someone
sure.
put out the line. Like
Yeah.
he would be a massive underdog. He would also be a massive
be a
underdog to
dog.
both Gunn and Aspinall.
If he can do it though, if the Shama, if he can summon the
dark magic
spirits,
works.
the dark magic of the tribe, and get that done. He is my GOAT. There is no doubt. Like, that is the greatest career in UFC history, and he would have done it in 5 years.
A tear might come to my eye if that actually happened. If Joe Rogan's walking over and he's just unwrapping the gloves, just lays them down and just,
Now, you know what? He'd be like,
MSG raining down Shama.
Joe Rogan comes over, gives him the mic. There's one more. He starts speaking English. Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
He just does
English.
every single thing.
Yeah.
He just does all of them. The
Perfect
Conor
English.
call out. He fights Conor at middleweight. Oh man, it'd be incredible. But yeah, if Alex Pereira, look, even getting a fight against Jon Jones at the White House, right? Like, as you said, he'll be a massive underdog. He doesn't even have to win that fight. That's a huge thing for him in his career and his financial security, but also just what he's been able to do for the UFC to this point. He is the reliable guy. Like, there have been the Israel Adesanya's, the Alexander Volkanovskis, the guys that you can just call at any time. For me, he's still number one on that list because when the stakes are the highest, he comes, but not only does he show up, he delivers every single time. It's a knockout. It's continuing the momentum. And if Jon Jones is calling him out, it's a no-brainer for me to do it.
If he knocks out Jon Jones too.
But by the way, I think Jon Jones could be. I don't think Jon Jones can be convinced to fight Tom Aspinall. Not at this moment. I do think Jon Jones could be convinced to fight Alex Pereira. Not at the White House. I do think it's. I don't think that would hinge on the White House. I think he's recognizing something in Alex Pereira in terms of the star power and what he's able to do. That I could see a world where Jon Jones could come back for a fight with Alex Pereira, even if it's not the White House. Now, obviously, if things align, that's like the best case scenario. You do that at the White House, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Jon versus Alex, even not at the White House.
We're really getting off on a tangent here, but just because we brought up Alex Pereira like this, I have to acknowledge Diego Brandao fought at Tough Enough again against Kai Kamaka, defended his belt this 2 weekends ago, and I saw footage of it. We went to Tough Enough when we were at International Fight Week, and we watched Diego Brandao defend his belt there, and he was rocking the Alex Pereira custom UFC shorts with the Pereira on it and everything, like just rocked the Pereira custom shorts. In this next fight, Pereira got the updated custom shorts for this past fight. He got the updated custom shorts.
Diego.
Shout out to Diego Brandao.
Legend.
Having a incredible career resurgence at Tough Enough right now. Trying to defend his belt for a third time in December. I think he's rematching Kai Kamaka again.
Really?
Yeah. It was a split decision. It was a very close fight. So yeah, shout out to Diego Brandao. I didn't think in the first 17 minutes of the show Diego Brandao and his shorts would have been brought up, but here we are.
No, we just do legends. Alex Pereira, Jon Jones, Rug, Diego Brandao. Like, there's a lineage there. There's a chain of events.
Adrian Yanez.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out
Clarissa,
to Dr.
though.
Pepper. Also the coolest.
Whoa.
All right, so this past week,
Yes.
unless you've been living under a rock, you have been made aware of this UFC gambling situation, scandal, controversy, whatever you want to call it. You have been made aware of it. If you have not, though, let's just take you back. This past Saturday, UFC Vegas 110, Isaac Dolgarian was set to face Yadir Del Valle, I believe is how you pronounce it. He opens at around a minus 250 favorite across all the books. Sunday, all the way through Saturday, he remains there, minus 270, minus 240, depending on what book you had. And then within hours of the fight, it comes crashing down. Some books, like as you can see here, this is the mean odds via bestfightodds.com. This is all the sports books just averaged together. You can see it's chilling in that minus 250 to minus 260 range essentially the entire week. And then it just comes shooting up.
What you should be looking for in this graph is the very end on the right side.
Exactly.
That straight line up, that is very abnormal. That is not normally how a line moves, especially that close to fight time.
This is what it looks like when it's the percent chance of winning and it's like 99.9 and then someone hits a buzzer beater or something like that, something crazy turn of events. That's what it looks like for this. At that point, people on Twitter start noticing. Obviously, people are very tapped into this gambling. Shout out to Brady, DFS by the numbers. This is right before the fight is getting ready to start. Isaac Dolgarian is now minus 145. Obviously joking, FBI, investigate this now.
Wasn't a joke.
Turns out it wasn't a joke. People are talking about it. Val Dewar, who's been tweeting a bunch through this, points out that FanDuel is locking the lines. All you can do is bet on the money line at this point. Like a very suspect thing for a sports book to do. And you just had several people being like, this is sketchy. We've seen this before with the Derek Minner, Shaileann Nordin-Becca fight. What is going on with this? Let's see how this plays out. It plays out. Isaac Dolgarian gets submitted in the very first round. That obviously sets off a storm. Dana White joined TMZ this week and essentially gave his account of what was happening leading up to the fight. Take a listen.
There's no proof that he's done this yet, but I can tell you this: it doesn't look good. It definitely doesn't look good. We approached him before the fight, he and his lawyer, and they denied that anything. From everything. Are you hurt? Are you injured in any way? Do you owe people money? Have you been asked to do anything, illegal? We asked them all the questions, and everything was absolutely not, hell no. So the fight went on. And then, like I said, fight ended by finish in the first round, literally walked out from the octagon into my room in the back and called the FBI.
Yeah, so you hear from Dana White there giving an account of kind of, as you're talking about that line moving, what they're doing and what's happening. Important note here is when he talks about going to, and we abbreviated that clip because that's like a 6-minute interview with TMZ. As he's talking about going to Isaac and going to Isaac's lawyer, they were alerted by their partner, formerly Integrity IC360, who is tracking these types of abnormal line movements and activities and flagged it for them. And when the UFC got this information, when Dana White got this information, they went to Isaac and basically said, hey, explain this. Like, what's going on with this line? When he says, are you hurt? It's because we're hearkening back to the Derek Minner fight, right? Like Derek Minner, the story of that was that he was supposedly compromised, and like that's why the action came in that it did, because nobody thought he would win that fight, even the people around him, right?
And we see fighters fight hurt all the time. I mean, even in championship bouts, the TJ Dillashaw versus Aljamain Sterling, like his shoulder is completely compromised. Jared Gordon just a few weeks ago was fighting after he gets hit by a car the day before the fight. It happens because these guys need the money. They've gone through these training camps. They've paid all these people. All this work has been put in, and so they're still willing to fight compromised.
But what normally happens in that scenario is they hide that, right? Because you don't want your opponent to know that. So you're not, if you're TJ Dillashaw, you're not out there going, oh, my shoulder's fucked up. You're going, oh, I feel great.
I'm going to
best
kill
camp
this guy
of my life.
tomorrow.
I'm going to kill Aljamain Sterling. And then it comes out, right? So you don't see that line movement. Obviously, somebody knew something, right? I'm not suggesting, as Dana White said, there's no proof yet, right? We don't have any proof that Isaac, it's alleged. We don't have any proof that Isaac Dolgarian threw the fight. But somebody knew something that led them to believe that this was worth a massive wager for Isaac, who was a very sizable, a moderate-sized favorite, maybe even to the high end, was going to lose this fight to a guy he should not lose to under normal circumstances, right? So those bets were suspicious, and that was what caused the flag to be raised. So when Dana White is saying, like, we asked him and his lawyer, are you hurt? Do you need money? Like, something is clearly going on that would lead somebody to believe that, and the UFC and Dana White to believe that. He says that he's been assured by them, I'm going to kill this guy. I'm the same things that we're talking about that you would say if you were compromised. I'm going to kill this guy. He goes out, and it doesn't go that way. Following that, Dana White's first move, as soon as this happens, is to go back and call Kash Patel and the FBI and say, yeah, whatever we were suspecting happened.
Prison.
One more time, Frank.
Federal fucking prison.
Yeah.
And you have to think, man, Dana White is a incredibly serious dude.
Yes.
And he is not afraid to, like, cut ties with people, do whatever he has to do to keep this business afloat. You have to imagine that he wasn't just like, hey, man, like, y'all good? Like, you okay? You would have to think that he's just like, we think something is going on, dude. And if you go out there and something happens, we're going to take action against this. Yeah. And Dolgarian just kept saying,
nothing's happening.
No, man, nothing's going on. So obviously, once he loses in this manner, it's just like all these eyes are on at this point. It is to a T how the Derek Minner fight played out. That one was just like, people start noticing. And then it's like, well, let's see how it plays out. And then it plays out and it's like, that feels a little bit nefarious. And then you have guys like DC being like, what is he doing out there? He's not really fighting the chokes. And then you have Michael Chiesa, who's obviously very well trained on the ground, being like, it looks like he's doing white belt shit out there, and we know this guy is not a white belt.
He is so highly regarded by the people that know how he fights and have trained with him. this performance did not match that guy, right?
Has
Now-
never been finished in the first round. Has always had success in the first round. 10-8'd C-Rod on all 3 judges' scorecards in the first round. Like, it just...
He's an elite grappler.
A very, very good grappler. Like, it just doesn't add up. So people obviously are feeling some type of way like this does not add up. Obviously, Dana White goes to the back. He calls the FBI. Bulgarian is cut the very next day. And now, to this point, we're just sort of waiting to see what happens. Fighters have come out and said, oh, you know what? I was actually offered to take a dive. Now they've walked a lot of those back because I think that they got a phone call, even though they were listing the exact prices that they were getting offered.
Who's to check?
I think it was who? Joseph.
I love how Frank, in the middle of the most serious conversation we probably ever had on the show,
had on Boys in the Back.
It's just dropping this.
It's tough.
You mentioned the fighters coming out and Dana White talking about that. We actually have a second clip from that TMZ Sports interview that he talks about that. So I want to play that now if we can.
If you try to do this, I've been very vocal and very open about this. We will be your worst enemy. We will immediately go after you, guns a-blazing, with the FBI and whoever else we need to get. And we will do everything we can to make sure you go to prison. It's like, you're seeing things out on the internet where like fighters are coming out and going, oh, I was approached. Really? Why didn't you tell us that? Or more importantly, why didn't you tell law enforcement that you were approached? Now you're saying that you were approached? It's like if somebody comes up and says, hey, I want you to rob a bank. I'm going to rob banks. Want to rob a bank with me? And you don't do it. What, you're not gonna tell law enforcement? It's really weird that fighters are coming out now saying they were approached, and they're going to be approached now by the FBI.
Yeah, they're going to be approached now.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I thought all week when I saw these people tweeting this out for, I mean, nothing more than just like social media clout essentially at that point. And he's 100% right, being like, you want to go tweet this? You want to go comment on MMA Junkie's Instagram post about this? But you don't want to come to us? You don't want to come to
the FBI?
The organization, the FBI, any sort of law enforcement and be like, hey, man, some like super, super sketchy figure came up to me and offered me $100,000 in a Ziploc bag to throw this fight.
Yeah, and I would understand. Look, I understand that if every time something shady happened with a fighter, running to like Dana White or the FBI would just be untenable, because this is still the wild, wild west. This sport is still a circus. There's probably guys and girls like getting approached for all kinds of crazy shit. I can't even imagine what the brand deals and social media and this look like from all kinds of like scam artists and let's do a coin and all the bullshit.
Well, you remember for the longest time, Skinny Bets. The Instagram account, the dude who either has a partnership with Stake or just bets a shit ton of money on Stake, was paying the fighters to shout him out in their post-fight speeches. I mean, there was one Apex card where like six different fighters, shout out to stake.com. That's where you can go and place your bets, and shout out to Skinny Bets. He'll get you the winning tickets and everything. I mean, he's still in the game. He was at the Vancouver card and was like dapping up Charles Jourdain when he came off of it because he had Charles Jourdain by submission. Like these fighters are not difficult to get a hold of, like we've said throughout the week.
Yeah, and so that's why I would understand that why some fighters might be hesitant. But I also understand Dana White's point is like, okay, this is out now, and now all of a sudden you're just like running to Twitter to tell everybody. Call us, call the FBI. Very clearly, Dana White is taking this seriously. Very clearly, Dana White is cooperating with the FBI, right? First call as soon as he left cage side after that fight is to the FBI. There are going to be a lot of people that do have information and do come forward. And this is, I think the impact of this is going to be felt for a long time. I think there's going to be like monumental changes made if bare minimum to the betting, and if not just the betting, the sport itself, like the actual regulation of the sport itself. So I think this is going to be widespread. But as you said, Dana White is not fucking around here. Like,
he has massive motivations on the line to make sure that this gets nipped in the bud. The billions with the Paramount deal. Like, he's getting ready to start a new relationship with someone that just gave them the most money they have ever even thought about getting for the UFC as a TV rights deal. Like, there's also nothing good that comes with the allegations that there's fight fixing going on in the UFC. Then it just waters down the product to where anything happens, people will be like, oh, wait, yeah, I think that might, like, think about any Jake Paul fight. Fixed.
Yeah.
It's just like, what about a UFC fight where something crazy happens? No, that was fixed. Took a dive. Like, it hurts your sport. It hurts the relationships you have. There's nothing good that can come from this for Dana White except for stopping it before it can get going.
Real quick from the peanut gallery.
Yeah, what's up?
Sorry. I just feel like with what Dana just said in regards to like kind of slapping people's wrist for tweeting about this and not telling him, it's like, if you're really interested in getting to the bottom of this, shouldn't you be inviting like all fighters? Like, hey, I know that you want to go to Twitter. Come to us. Tell us who's been approaching you. Let us know. Even if in the back of his head, like, you're in hot water, you didn't tell us to begin with, don't announce it, because now they're all just going to zip up their lips and be like, okay, Dana.
Okay, well, I actually think he did say that, just in a Dana White version
got it.
of like, you fucking idiot. Why would you go on Twitter?
Yeah.
Come to us, come to the FBI, come to law enforcement, and we can figure this out.
Dana's operating, he doesn't know what he doesn't know, right? So since they didn't come to him, he doesn't know to tell them, come to me. Now he knows to tell them, come to me. I have a feeling that there's been communication with the roster. Maybe not. Maybe there hasn't been like a widespread thing, but I do imagine that it's very clear that now there's an open door to the UFC, to the FBI to come in and be like, okay, I know something and here's what I know. And whether they volunteer that or not, this is going to be found out, right? Those fighters that said it are definitely getting calls, right? But there's going to be fighters that didn't say anything that are related to somebody who said something, or some guy said they heard a thing about a thing, and all of a sudden this is going to go from there. So it's going to get dicey. But
all we can do is wait and see. I mean, with the Derek Minner thing, it felt like there was a big boom when it first happened, and then here we are 3 years later. The investigations are still pending. Nothing really has happened other than a few suspensions, the James Krauses, the Jeff Molinas of the world. So we can kind of just wait and see. They might have to gather so much evidence before they can ever take this to court. But I do feel like with this being the second really well-known case of it that we've seen in the last few years, combined with, I was going to say parlayed, but we'll scratch that, combined with what's going on with the NBA right now, it does feel like something will come from this.
all right, I want to touch on two things you said. One, I want to touch on you saying like, we'll have to see. It's been said that the NBA investigation took years to build, right?
Correct.
This is not like an overnight, like all of a sudden it's like, we got him. Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, we got a call, and next day we got him.
Yeah.
So there may be a timeline for this to all be playing out. Like this investigation, I don't know if they've already been investigating MMA.
They might have, because I mean,
They
think
may
about
have.
it. You can't really prove on one game Terry Rozier was being weird with the lines and purposely not scoring enough points, assists, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But when you let him do it and think he's getting away with it year after year, the evidence just builds and stacks.
Yeah.
And who knows if they haven't been watching fighters like that.
Yeah, we don't know what the timeline is and where it currently stands, but it could take some time. It could be faster. We don't know. So that's going to play out. The other thing I want to touch on that you said is losing confidence, right, in the results of the fights, which is the most important thing for the UFC, which is they kind of have people losing confidence in the results of the fight. For one, it compromises the sport, right? If I know that the UFC fight could be fixed in a certain way or not, I'm less likely to watch because the result won't be genuine, right? At that point, you're bordering on pro wrestling, right? It's a scripted outcome, and you don't and I don't need to tune in because it's not live sports. So that's a very, very worst case scenario for the UFC. You cannot have that happen. But as this thing is playing out, as the federal investigation is playing out, and as this thing is unfolding, there is a public out there that's going to be watching these fights and having thoughts like you just mentioned, right? Like regardless of whether there's been anything proven or not, there's going to be 1,000 tweets of people going back and being like, at FBI, this fight, this one that I saw, this was rigged. The one that they lost, that busted their parlay, or the one that they thought was shady at the time, and now they're getting a second set of eyes on it. So I think the question for everybody, but I'll ask it to you actually, is like, do you look at the sport differently now? Do you look at the results of MMA? Do you look at betting on MMA differently now than you did 1 week ago?
Well, definitely. I think I'm going to just take the week off on Apex 111. Maybe just let this one sit for a second. We'll be back for UFC 322. Don't need to get involved in the Apex activities again. Even though this actually might be the best week to go betting because it's going to be like right down the middle. But yeah, it creates this controversy essentially. Like now you kind of look back on some fights and you're like, that feels like actually kind of weird. Like I've seen a couple of people being like, oh, drop the fight that you think was fixed. And I see some people being like, oh, Jon Jones versus Cyril Gane. I'm like, I don't think that's the one. I think like prelims, like the one that I keep going back to is the Ion Kutalaba versus Magomed Ankalaev, where the first one, they had to rematch the second one because the stoppage was so bad. And it's just like, this is where it opens up even further, where it's just like, it doesn't have to be the fighters. What if it's the ref? What if it's the judges? Like, how many times have we tweeted, like, what the fuck was that judge watching? What was that scorecard? He could not have been in the same arena watching the fight that I just watched and scored it that way. And now when you see that, it's just like, was he on the payroll?
Yeah.
Was he getting paid?
Or why was that stopped? That was a horrible stoppage. I can't believe it.
The Kutulaba Magomed Ankalaev stoppage. And this is like before Ankalaev is fighting for championships. Like, yes, he was undefeated at the time, or maybe he had the one loss to Paul Craig, but like this is early on in his UFC career. And it's just like Ion Kutulaba is fully standing there and he jumps in and stops it. And they have to rematch it because the stoppage was so bad. It's like, it's fights like this. It's these lower level, like kind of under the radar fights that you sort of watch back and you're just like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like people have started pointing out the Yahya fight in Abu Dhabi back in July.
Right. The one that went on very, very long.
The most knockdowns. Yeah. It gets to the end of the second round, and then you find out later that the over 1.5 got steamed right before the fight, and it's just like, these are all just allegations. It's all just speculative
thoughts. It could be coincidence.
It could be coincidence.
But the lack of certainty is what creates the ability for you to go, well, I think it's
you're
X,
just
Y,
like,
Z.
man, I don't know. And like, think about like Twitter is unforgiving. Social media is unforgiving. And these people that lose bets can be irrational. They talk shit to athletes, to fighters all the time, to referees after they lose these bets. Now this just gives them that ammo of like, man, this shit was fixed. This is ridiculous. I can't believe this happened. And, you know, it kind of lends you to be like, well, if you think it's a fixed sport, then why are you betting on it?
Right.
And so if you have these doubts, why would you bet on it, period?
I'm curious of two things moving forward. I think there are going to be a lot of people in that position, right? Where they go, man, I don't know if I want to bet on this sport anymore. Because I wonder what the handle on the NBA looks like now, too, when you know that like this has been going on. I think we'd be naive to not think that this happens in every single sport. Now, to what level, I think is the interesting part, right? Whenever there's some kind of activity that you can wager on, there's always going to be somebody trying to get an edge, whether that's the athletes, right, trying to cheat, whether they're doping or changing the rules or doing this or that. Everybody's going to always try to get an edge in the competition itself. But when there's betting on it, everybody's always going to try and get an edge on the betting line because we're greedy by nature and they want to make the most money on it. So we'd be naive to think that this wasn't already happening in MMA, right? This is not the first time that it's been suspicious. This is not the first time that it might have been executed. There have probably been many, many occasions that it's happened right under our noses and we just didn't know. Maybe the line didn't move. Maybe the size of the bet was smaller. Maybe it was better protected. Maybe they took somebody hedged it on the other side. Whatever that case may be, we would be naive to believe that this is the first time. But now that it's so public, you do have to manage public perception. You don't just have to, like, the investigation is one thing. You need to solve this problem and you need to get to the bottom of it and make sure that fighters never try to do this again before they go to.
Frank, you were on fire yesterday.
Federal fucking prison.
That's it. Before they go to federal fucking prison. But you also have to manage public perception, because if the UFC's fan base or even the casual fan base starts to lose confidence in the outcome of these fights, that can snowball as this investigation is going on. And so I wonder two things. I wonder, one, is betting activity on MMA and the UFC in particular going to go down? Are there going to be less people wagering now on the basis of this investigation happening and the fact that this shady fight just happened under our noses? Does that last for a week? Does that last for a month? Is activity down lifetime now from this point forward?
And is it down on an Apex card compared to UFC 322?
Exactly.
Imagine how many people are going to watch UFC 322 next week and have no idea that this story took place.
Casual
and they're just sort of
people,
casual fans. But man, you talk about the casual fan. A story like this is the quickest way to eliminate a casual fan.
That's right.
It's just like, wait, it's fixed?
So
even if the fight is not fixed.
Yeah, well, you've allowed that doubt to creep in now. So that's question one for me, is like, what does the betting activity look like? What do the handles look like at these sports books now that this is out? Number two, and also, let's be honest, the people who bet on Isaac Delgarian, this is all hardcore fans. So the people who are even in this market are only hardcores and know about this story. And does that activity change? The casuals were going to bet on Islam Makhachev regardless because their buddy said Islam Makhachev's great.
It also, just to stop you quickly, it also makes me wonder like how much the sports books are willing to deal with stuff like this, because FanDuel freezes the lines on this fight. Then Caesars and William Hill end up refunding the bets from this one, everything like this. the handle on MMA that they're making compared to the NFLs, the NBAs, the soccers of the world is nothing. It is pennies how much they're making. I have seen some of the earnings from Breakdown of Sports for like a DraftKings sportsbook, and it is nothing. Like a year of MMA is less than a month of the NFL. So it's just like, man, if this is our 9th biggest sport, it's like, why should we even be putting up with this if there's all these allegations surrounding it?
Yeah, that would be a horrible scenario for UFC and just MMA in general if they were just like, we're pulling the lines. We don't need the liability. We don't need the risk, right? We don't want to pay out bets that are fixed. Like
I mean, they did it in Canada after the Minner fight.
And so that's a worst case scenario. I wonder what that looks like. And my second thing is, I wonder what the UFC does. I wonder what the UFC does from here. I wonder how proactive Dana White and the UFC are about continuing to update people on this investigation, being really vocal about what's going on. Because if you operate like PR instincts, right, would be to like say nothing until you know something, until you can actually like give somebody something, right? You don't want to mislead, nor do you want to like create anxiety and panic when there isn't any, right? So it's going to be interesting to see if they do that, right? If they take a super proactive approach and are talking about, hey, this investigation's ongoing. We had a conversation with everybody on the roster. This is never going to happen again. Do you take that approach to settle, right? To make your sportsbook partners feel better about it, to make the fans feel better about it, etc. Or do you take the opposite approach, which is we're going to be hands off. They're handling the investigation over here. We don't know anything, and when we do know something, we'll let you know. If that creates that panic, how do you deal with that? So it's going to be very interesting for me to see how the UFC handles this, whether they're in front of it or they're behind it.
I'm very curious as well, because last time we know with the Derek Minner thing, we're joke about the federal fucking prison quote, but he's saying that a couple months after Derek Minner at, I believe it was UFC 282, Mike Bond asking him questions, and Bond's essentially just like, any update? He's like, what update would I have? I don't have anything. They're investigating. Why would they tell me shit, man? And then he ends up getting fired up to the point where he's talking about federal fucking prison and everything. And it like kind of ends heated where Bond's like, oh yeah, all right, thanks, Dan. And he's like, you're welcome. You're welcome. So like,
poor Mike.
Yeah, I know. Just like the wrath of Dana. So like we saw it last time in essentially very similar circumstances, and they really gave no update. Now with like the TV deal starting and now this happening for a second time, like, will it go differently? I'm very curious. Obviously, everything we're saying is speculation for how they move forward with it.
Yeah, and not for nothing, there's other parties involved now too, right? The last time, it seemed like the FBI got involved, but it wasn't as obvious and as public, right? Like when we heard Jeff Molina come talk to Ariel after it seemed like the case was, he said the case was like closed at this point. Turns out, like seemingly from the info that we're hearing, that it was not closed, that there was just like it was just taking a while to develop. But he was saying like he had the one conversation and that was it, right? There wasn't much more to it. It wasn't this like ongoing, continuing series of interviews and tell us who this did this, tell us who did this. It didn't seem to be as like stringent in that capacity. I do wonder if the environment now, considering how public the NBA one is and how much coverage is around that and how much of a story that's become, if now the FBI, Kash Patel, whoever else is a stakeholder in this potentially goes, hey, look, we've got an opportunity here, right? We're making an example of the NBA and some of these players, and we're going to tack on this fighting part of it. We're going to go after these fighters. We're going to go after the gyms. We're going to go after the managers. We're going to go after anybody who was involved with this and tack it on and say, we found 100 dirty UFC fighters and managers that were doing this and blah, blah, blah. It feels like there could be some real public kudos that the FBI could get from pursuing this in a certain way. And so I wonder if they push the issue, if they push the agenda in a way that UFC kind of loses control of at a certain point, right? They have to just let the FBI do their thing. So there's a lot of interesting factors still to come from this. As you said, we have to wait and see how it plays out. My instincts tell me, unlike the last time, that this is going to be very bad for the sport, that there's going to be a black eye on the sport at the end of this, that there will be people found out. Because if you get to Isaac Dulgarian's trailer, you knock on the trailer door, you're the FBI, and you say, Isaac, guess what? It's your lucky day. You're about to get immunity, brother. You just got to tell us the 5 people who did this and were involved with you, and say no more. And then those 5 people tell you 5 more people who told them some shady shit, and then all of a sudden you've got this web of people that can take down the entire operation. So
federal fucking prison.
Fucking Prison.
And I mean, these guys like that they're getting to. It's not the Jon Joneses of the world. It's guys that are, like you said, living in trailers, struggling, have families, need to feed their families, are making probably 20 and 20 on their contract, 12 and 12, whatever it may be. Like, these are the guys that you are getting to. And if they're at that point in their life and you're offered, we'll lessen this, man, we'll make this easier on you, that's a way to get them to speak. It really is going to be fascinating with the TV deal starting, with how much in bed the UFC is with DraftKings Sportsbook. Obviously, they're updating the lines. They're giving you the bets beforehand. It's going to be fascinating to watch, man. I am in agreement with you that I do think it's not going to be a good look for the sport, but I also think that if the FBI investigation is successful and they're able to out a lot of people, A, you can get those people out of the sport, and B, if there are serious consequences paid, then this will keep people from doing it in the future.
Yeah, maybe that confidence returns, right? Because we have a resolution. It's like we investigated this to the end of the earth. We found it was these select people, and they were the bad eggs, and they were the bad apples, and we've got them. And then everybody else goes, all right, now we're safe. Unfortunately, I don't think that that's ever going to be the case. 10 years from,
of course,
3 years from now, we'll be dealing with a similar situation. It's just the way this goes. But I think confidence will be restored at that point. But until we get there, I do think this is going to be bad.
I mean, think about it. This isn't the first fight fixing, match fixing, game fixing.
This isn't the
ever
first
happened
100th
in sport. Exactly.
Yeah.
Boxing has been littered with it throughout its history. It's still alive. College basketball back in the day was littered with it. It's still alive. I don't think this is a death sentence for the sport, but I do think it will be a stain for at least a little while, depending on the outcome of these investigations.
Yeah.
Fascinating stuff. The sport never fails to have drama.
This is the bad kind, though.
Yeah, I know.
I like the good drama.
Is Tom Aspinall good drama?
No.
That's also bad drama.
Jon Jones, Alex Pereira?
Yeah,
that's good drama.
I don't even know if that's drama. That's just kind of...
That's fucking
That's right.
illegal.
They're kind of on the same page.
All right, speaking of drama, Jake Paul is no longer going to be fighting Gervonta Tank Davis, and now on short notice, he is looking to get a replacement before the year is out, and a few names have been thrown out there. Francis Ngannou.
Yep.
A rematch with Nate Diaz.
Yep.
Maybe Ryan Garcia.
Yep.
Of those... Maybe James Tahuna gets back in the boxing match. He called for it after his last win.
I don't think Jake wants those problems.
He called for it after his last win. Don't forget. I think we can go ahead and X Ryan Garcia.
Yeah. Oscar De La Hoya came out and was like, no.
He broke it down. He was like, I don't have anything against it, but like Ryan Garcia is a golden boy fighter. We have a contract with DAZN. Ryan Garcia fights on DAZN. Jake Paul is fighting on Netflix. Ipso, there we go. You can't make it happen. It's not going to happen. He's also like, I'm going to sign Ryan Garcia's next contract. It's not going to be with Jake Paul. So I feel pretty confident that that one is not going to happen. Nate, rematch, Francis. Nate took to Instagram and said, fight accepted. You're dead. We were at that fight, Dallas, Texas, 2023. Yep. Shout out. MMA Hour on the road. Great times. Not the best fight.
It wasn't a horrible fight, but it wasn't a great fight.
It was okay.
It's not one that I need to see.
That or Heather Hardy, Amanda Serrano.
Yeah, no, we're not going back to that one. I don't need to see Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul again.
I agree.
I am sympathetic to Jake Paul because he is in a bad spot, right? It seemed like he was on the 10-yard line with the Canelo fight, and then Turkey Al-Sheikh sweeps in, picks up Canelo for a multi-fight deal. Canelo goes on to fight Terrence Crawford. That whole thing happened separate from Jake Paul. He now goes, he's talking about fighting AJ. AJ's like, nah, not yet. Like, we got to do it another time. He moves on to Tank Davis. Okay, a boxer in his prime, a big-name boxer in his prime who has a very dedicated following, who's going to sell pay-per-views and sell tickets. Allegations, all the other stuff related to Tank Davis, gone. There's not guys left. There really just are not names left for Jake Paul. He is doing his best to try to make these big fights happen, right? It seems like on the heels of the Mike Tyson, it was like, oh man, he's going to follow up Mike Tyson with Canelo freaking Alvarez. And it was like, holy shit, Jake Paul's about to take this thing over. And he keeps getting snake bitten and snake bitten. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not like a sycophant for Jake Paul. I'm not about to sit here and weep and cry for Jake Paul, who's doing very well for himself. But I do respect the effort that he is putting in to try to make these massive events happen in the boxing world and happen on Netflix. and is just not getting the appropriate dance partners, is not getting the support that he needs, is not getting the opponents. The one that I'd be interested in is Big Franny, Big Francis Ngannou. That's the one that I want to see.
They have shared some heated back and forths on Twitter over the last week. Jake comes out, calls him an idiot. Francis goes on TMZ. They reached out the other day and told me how they need a replacement for Gervonta Davis. Jake Paul makes no sense for me. He's not what I'm looking at right now.
And he also called it like disrespectful to even offer it to him.
Yeah. Jake Paul then says, idiot. Dear Francis, just say you already got humiliated in boxing and are scared to lose to Jake Paul. I accept that. You're light work, my friend. Stuck in mud. Francis says, choose your words wisely, boy. I agree that you need someone to discipline you for what you did to Mike Tyson, but stay in your lane. Jake says, my lane helped your lane. I spoke up for you over and over again, no more. Look at yourself in the mirror. God don't like ugly. Maybe the truth is you're a fake holier-than-thou actor when it's always been just about you. Maybe use your platform to speak on the youth of your country. Posting a flag ain't it. Instead of doing TMZ interviews like a con man to talk about me. Reality check, I sleep you in boxing and Jon Jones does and ...
I assume he means like MMA. Like
bet emoji, sleep emoji, anger emoji. Ngannou, you did speak up for me in the past, but we are still not in the same lane. Grow up and don't fall so low. And then Jake Paul posts a video with Sean O'Malley in a fat suit. Says the grind doesn't stop, the move to heavyweight starts now. Will this fight ultimately happen?
Counter ready. I don't. Based on Francis, it'd be very easy for Francis seeing this opening and Jake Paul being like, I need an opponent to be like, I'll knock you the F out, Jake Paul. And his demeanor is the opposite, right? He's very back. He's in a defensive stance of like, nah, this is not for me. I don't want this. It's not the right time. It's disrespectful to even offer me Jake Paul. He's a boy. I don't want to fight him. Yada yada yada. So, it has all the signs of him not wanting to take this fight.
I don't think he's going to.
Now, maybe it's the time frame, right? Because like it seems like Jake wants to get this one in this year. Maybe it's the time frame and he's not going to be able to do it in that time, and you could set up something with Francis earlier in the year. Maybe you try to revisit the Anthony Joshua thing. You're definitely not getting Anthony Joshua this year, right? Like Anthony Joshua is not the type of fighter that's signing up for like short notice. Let me just go in there and fight Jake Paul. He's going to have a proper training camp for this. And so with options limited, it seems like the Nate Diaz fight is at least something, because Nate, unlike Francis, is like, yeah, let's do it, right? Like that, he's the guy that's actually saying it. According to Nate's Instagram, he's saying it's already accepted. Like he's ready to go and he's already accepted. So I don't think he has a lot of good options at this moment. Like there's really not a name out there that I'm clamoring for Jake Paul to fight that would really do it on this time frame. If Tyson Fury, if Anthony Joshua, if any of these guys wanted to fight him, I'd be there in a heartbeat. I think that's a fantastic thing. But these guys are pro level boxers making so much money. This is not the Wild Wild West. This is not the MMA game. This is not the Chael Sonnen, I'm ready anytime, anywhere type shit. These guys don't do that. And so you have to have a proper build to it. I don't know who he can fight ultimately.
Nate Diaz, Jake Paul doesn't get me out of bed.
Me neither. I wonder what it does.
Get me up and hype up.
The other thing we have to remember here is you have to satisfy Netflix too, right? It's not just like I need a fight. Can you put whoever's on the other side of this on Netflix?
It's also a great point. I don't think Nate Diaz, Jake Paul gets Netflix hyped up.
Yeah. So what do you do if you're Jake Paul? Who do you call?
Roman Fress.
Who?
Yeah. Look, man, I'm looking at the WBA rankings right now. He's 14th. We fight up to, let's get in the top 10. Roman Fress ranked number 10.
If there was a Netflix executive that knew who Roman Fress was, I would be stunned.
Alexei Popin?
Who?
The number 9 ranked WBA fighter.
Yeah, no.
You think Jai Apataya is available?
I don't know. Fuck, imagine the things that Jai would do to Jake Paul.
Chris Billiam-Smith, number 8.
Yeah, I just don't, as I said, and this relates to those guys as much as it relates to the Joshuas and the Tyson Furies, like that's not how fights are made in the boxing world. Like you don't just go like, I'm stepping in. 4 weeks from now, we're gonna go throw hands. It just doesn't work like that.
Who did it against Joseph Parker the other month? Big boy.
Yeah. Bacoli. Martin Bacoli.
Martin Bacoli.
Like
Shout out.
2 days notice, flying from Africa into it. And we saw the result of that.
He got knocked out in the second
He
round.
got battered and never looked good in the fight and was severely overweight. It's just not, boxing is not the game like that. I will say this.
Say it.
If you're a boxer out there, what are you doing? Like, how is this? I'm constantly shocked by this. How is there not a line of 70 guys that are signing up to fight Jake Paul? How is your hand not up instantaneously to fight Jake Paul on Netflix?
If you're Terrence Crawford, it's like, we'll pay you $20 million to come beat
Great.
Jake Paul.
I'll beat the shit out of this guy rolling out of bed. Perfect.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, but we'll wait and see on who's next for Jake Paul. I feel like we say that a lot in the fight game. Let's just wait and see.
Yeah, let's just wait and see. We're saying that a lot with Jake Paul lately, and I do have some sympathy for that, but I don't think anybody's going to cry.
Paul Borland, too. I'm down for it.
Ryan Borland ain't getting that call.
Book out the Caribe Royale.
But if you're, look, like, okay, just let me pull a random name out, right? I don't know if Netflix goes for this, but if you're Joseph Parker, right? You just lost a massive fight, your big opportunity.
Netflix ain't going for that.
No, I don't think Parker versus Paul. But like, how do you not make the call, right? Or maybe he did, by the way. Maybe Joseph Parker and team already did that.
Yeah, I guess. And
but
you're
like,
just not on Netflix.
If you're a top guy, you have to be trying to angle for this. This is the biggest opportunity that you're ever going to get. And it's against a guy that if you're a Joseph Parker or of that level, right? I just keep using the name Joseph Parker. I don't mean to like harp in on him. But if you're a top ranked guy with some kind of name value, you have to think you could beat the living shit out of Jake Paul. Why? Why is it so hard for this guy to find a fight? That's what I don't understand.
I don't know. Maybe it's just careful selection on who it is.
I don't think it's that. I think there's some of that. I think they want to put on the biggest fight. I think Jake Paul will fight anybody, to his credit.
We'll see. We'll find out. JP, the problem child, El Pico de Gallo. We'll see next time.
What is it actually? El Gallo del Dorado?
Yeah, something like that. Like the rooster of El Dorado. I don't know.
I think he doesn't do the El Dorado. I think it's just El Gallo Dorado, or maybe I'm wrong.
El Gallo
But in which case,
Dorado.
it's like the Golden Rooster.
Yeah,
I might be wrong,
okay.
though.
Yeah,
I'm not
there
looking it up
the
right
Golden Rooster. That's nice. That's nice. All right. That's the news and notes for this week. We'll be back after a brief break with a UFC Apex 111 preview. Don't go anywhere.
I saw a photo of you online. This is insanity, man. What is going on? What percentage of body fat you have on here?
I think like 6'7", probably.
6'7"?
So I was in camp for like 6 months, and staying skinny that long like really messes up your organs. It's not healthy for you. You see how like lean and cut I am there, right? And like I just was in camp too long.
Did you have any pizza afterwards to celebrate?
Oh, of course.
I don't know if you watched the show in a chair with a seatbelt, but if you have one, I'd go ahead and fasten it. Whew, man. Brian Kelly never understood the assignment at LSU. He never understood what the L stood for, and it turns out the L's ended up just standing for losses, but the L on that chest right there stands for Louisiana. Brian Kelly had no interest in Louisiana. He had interest in 2 letters. One of them's B, the other one's K.
But I don't mind them coming in because I don't really see it as competition. I'm a serious promoter. I'm a promoter who's gonna promote and develop world champions from the get-go, from the start. I'm gonna identify prospects, and I'm gonna build them just like the way I built Canelo, just the way I built Ryan Garcia, just the way I'm building all my champions now. It's step by step.
Is this 2016, 2017 team the best you ever played on?
The best the NBA has ever seen.
You feel that way?
The greatest team the NBA has ever seen. No question about it. There was nothing nobody could do to beat that team. If you thought you was going to put your best defender on Kevin, good luck. We got Stat. No question the best team the NBA has ever seen, and obviously the best team I played on.
How about that network set?
I was going to say, what's up with that network set?
Looks good.
Familiar.
Yeah, it looks familiar, man.
I mean, I'm just a network fan, so that's why it looks familiar.
Shout out to the network. Shout out to Rich Clem. Shout out to Josh Pate. All right, UFC Apex 111 going down this weekend in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yep.
Returning to the scene of the alleged of the alleged crime last week. It's a better card than last week, in my opinion, on paper when it comes to entertainment value of the fights. I got love for Randy Brown. Rude boy. Shout out.
Yeah. We love Randy Brown around here.
New York area.
Yep. Queens boy. Love him.
Love him. All love the Bonfim as well.
Yeah.
One half of the Bonfim brothers.
Go ahead, say it.
This is not a UFC main event.
Yeah, probably not.
Number 14 versus unranked Randy Brown. But that actually leads me to a question. Randy Brown, first of all, 20-fight UFC vet.
God damn.
20-fight UFC veteran. 8-2 in his last 10.
Yeah.
The 2 losses are
Split
champ.
the Bryan battle.
A questionable split the Bryan battle. I scored that for Randy Brown.
Yep.
And a loss to the champ.
Yeah.
Jack Della Maddalena.
Randy Brown
Brown should be in the rankings.
Randy Brown is a very good fighter. I don't know if I can say the same about Bonfim. Like, I think he's a very good fighter. I don't know.
He's definitely a good fighter.
I don't know if he's a great fighter. I think Randy Brown, like, man, he's a tough problem for a lot of guys. Because of how good he is how clean and nasty he is with the striking. But he's also just so well-rounded, right? Like defensively, he's very hard to hit. And when you try to grapple with him, he has good sound defensive instincts there. I think Randy Brown could like be somebody. So yeah, when you put it that way, I am a little surprised that like he hasn't really made more noise in the rankings. Unsurprisingly though, like I wouldn't want to fight him if I was a ranked guy. Like, and credit to Bonfim for doing that, but like, I don't want to fight Randy Brown. That's a tough guy with not a lot of like juice behind the name that everybody's going to be like, oh, you beat Randy Brown. But when you look at the resume, goddamn, Randy Brown's a tank, man.
The resume is nice. And like you talk about how tough he is, he's coming off that war with Nicholas Dalby.
Yep.
And that's Gabriel Bonfim's one loss. The war came to Bonfim, and he ended up getting finished in it. Randy Brown, obviously MMA math doesn't always work out that cleanly, but Randy Brown gets it done. I mean, this is not an easy out for Gabriel Bonfim in his first fight as a ranked fighter. I mean, coming off the win over Wonder Boy, it was a nice performance, but I don't know, man. There's something in me that kind of leans toward the dog in Randy Brown.
I think stylistically, this is a good fight for Randy Brown. So yeah, I'm. Man, there's not a lot of. I'll be honest. Like, let me look at the rankings right now.
Right now, Gabriel Bonfim currently sitting at -182. Randy Brown plus 157. Oh my God! As I'm looking, Randy Brown plus 3. No, I'm just kidding.
The steam coming. No, it'd be too early.
It's got to happen within 30 minutes.
Okay, let's do the exercise, right?
Okay.
Bonfim is 14. Let's look at the rest of the top 15.
Let's do it.
Is Randy Brown going to get blown out by Mike Malott?
No,
I
actually think that'd be a really competitive fight.
Is Randy Brown going to get blown out by D-Rod?
No, also a very competitive fight.
Jeff Neal. We'll just keep going through.
Jeff Neal? No, he's not getting blown out.
Gilbert Burns?
No.
Colby Covington?
No.
Carlos
But
Praches?
here's where we're making the turn.
Praches?
Maybe not blown out, but I favor Praches in that one.
Michael Morales?
Maybe.
Joaquin Buckley?
I favor Buckley in that one.
You're so like around 9, around Praches is where you go from he's not getting blown out to I favor these guys slightly.
Now we start
Ian Machado Gary.
Yeah, I favor
Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, I still like Usman.
Leon Edwards.
Yeah, I like Leon.
Shavkat Rakhmonov.
That's probably.
See, now it's where you start maybe getting to the problem. But my point is, you're all the way up to 3 or 4 where you go like, nah, Randy's going to be like a huge dog there. He could be competitive with all these guys. And
I mean, we saw him against JDM, and I know it was a few years ago, and, you know, fights are fights. Sometimes they can be different if there's a rematch or anything, but, like, we saw him against the champ. He got finished in the first round.
Yeah, and JDM is fighting Islam Makhachev in the champ for a reason.
Fucking crazy. Can't believe he's fighting Islam next week. I feel like next week be talking about that.
I believe in Randy Brown. The line makes sense to me just because I think the finishing upside on Bonfim is always going to be.
And he's 18-1.
Yeah, he's a fantastic. We've seen him struggle though. Like even in fights where he does end up getting the win, we've seen him struggle at points. Not that we haven't seen Randy Brown struggle at points, but when it comes to like durability, tenacity, as you said, right? Nicholas Dalby is the type of fighter that draws that kind of war out of people. And when the war came to Randy Brown, as it always does, he's able to handle the fire and he's able to stay in there. So
Honestly, save for the Wonder Boy win, who obviously Wonder Boy is in the latter half of his career. I mean,
he's on the back nine.
He is on the very end of it. He's on hole 18, essentially. Save for that, the wins are Chaos Williams, Ange Lusa, Trevin Giles, and Mornier Laze.
Yeah.
It's not like he's been beating world beaters. I like this fight for Randy Brown. I think it's going to be a good one.
I favor Brown here.
Shout out to Randy Brown. Co-main, Matt Schnell versus Joseph Morales. Matt Schnell, man, still kicking. 2-4 in his last 6. Not on a great run.
Guaranteed action, though.
Guaranteed action. Kill or be killed. He has been finished 8 times in his career. Joseph Morales back in the UFC after representing Team Chael in the Ultimate Fighter, getting the dub, and now he's 1-0 in the UFC post Ultimate Fighter. Still 31, 6-fight win streak. Just feels like the 2 ships passing in the night.
Yeah,
I think Joseph Morales is like a gigantic. Yeah, minus 472. Matt Schnell plus 372. Feels like a Morales sub is the most likely outcome here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Matt Schnell. We'll always have Matt Schnell Sumadarji 2022.
What a fight. What a round. In the time that happens, though, Matt Schnell is guaranteed to give him hell. Like, that is the Matt Schnell story. It's like, he's not going to make this easy. He is going to come out there and he's going to try to finish in the same way that you're trying to finish him. And as you said, live by the sword, die by the sword for Matt Schnell. So as long as it lasts, I think it's going to be tough, right? Like, you're going to have to wade through the fire on that. But yes, I mean, Schnell is not a top-tier guy at this point in his career.
Speaking of cut from the same cloth, Uros Medic, never been to a decision before in his career, taking on. Also, speaking of UFC Long Island 2022, great card, Muslim Salikov. At 41 years old, Mr. Salikov now finds himself on a 3-fight winning streak. 2 straight first-round finishes. If he wins, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets another first-round finish because Medic is just all chaos.
Yeah, it's similar to the fight we were just talking about, right? Like, these are going to be nervy moments on both sides because both of these guys are capable of that. As you said, though, the last 2 performances for Salikov have been like really, really impressive to me. Like
the one against Carlos Leal.
I was going to say, weren't you favoring Leal in that one?
Yeah, I really liked Leal.
You liked him a lot, and I don't think that was a uncommon opinion. I think Leal was like looking really good, and for Muslim to come out there and do what he did, like. Yeah, it might just be his time, but
42 seconds iced him as a plus 375 dog.
Yeah, and before that, the freaking spinning wheel kick. Like
which like is kind of like his move, man. The king of kung fu.
Oh yeah, he likes to throw those. He's an impressive guy. I can see the world with it though, where it's just like we're at the midpoint of round 2, and it's like Uros is kind of just like styling. Like he's kind of found it. I don't know. The finishing upside of Salikov to me.
Also, the finishing upside of Medic.
I can see a finisher for sure.
Getting a finish.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know which way I lean on this. What's the line on this one?
Right now, Uros Medic sitting at a minus 154. Salikov plus.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. That's maybe where I have it in my head. Is like I slightly favor Medic, but Salikov is going to. I mean. We just saw it in all this little run. He is extremely dangerous, and I think he's liable to get some kind of finish. But I lean slightly toward Uros.
These top 3 fights are intriguing, at least from an excitement standpoint.
This card has exciting fighters on it, and it has like a lot of finishing upside. Like there are a lot of guys who either win by knockout or submission or lose by knockout of submission. The Bonfim brothers, both of them are finished. Like there's a lot on this card that has that, but the stakes are next to zero. Like there's not a fight on here that I think has any significant stakes for the future of a division.
I mean, Bonfim Brown is one half of it is ranked, and then I think you got Mayra Buena Silva, Cavalcanti in the most shallow division in the UFC.
Feels like by default
as ranked fighters.
That's a ranked fight.
Tisha Pennington and Denise Gomes are also ranked. Moving along, Ishmael Bonfim.
Yep.
The other half of the Bonfim brothers, which will be the first to make it to the octagon on Saturday, taking on Chris Taco Padilla. There's nothing else to say for this fight other than Taco Padilla trains with E. Casey Leiden, so he's a lock. It's a dub. If you're training with E. Casey Leiden, you're made of steel, bro. You're about to cook this man to the bone. And right now, if you're into that sort of thing, I don't know if you are. Plus 175, Chris Padilla.
Every time we talk about the betting lines now, I
feel a little weird.
Yeah, I feel nervous. I feel like weird about it.
I feel like Cash Patel and crew are going to blast through the door any second. Oh, shit.
What'd you say the line was?
Hands on the ground. Fucking prison.
Who does he train with?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the end.
They're
We
right now
give the
knocking
bag-
at Casey's door.
Oh, exactly.
'Cause you
I was
said
going to say Casey's sitting there editing a video, just blows in. Yeah, we give the bag of money to Casey Light, and he gives it to Chris. No, just kidding.
Okay, not for nothing. What win streak are we on for Taco? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in a row. 3 of those coming inside the UFC. The James Yontop fight, I believe, was like he took it on short notice. He was a huge dog, gets it done.
Finishes James Yontop, which Mauricio Huffy could not.
He's as tough as shit. Beats Rangju and gets a split over Jai Harbor. That wasn't like a super great fight. It was a little bit uneventful. But man, for a guy who's kind of like was not supposed to be this and not supposed to be here, he's on a really nice streak.
Only 30.
I
know Jordan was. Luckily, he's not here right now. I know he was hurting after that Rangju loss.
I like Taco.
It's a good one. I'm looking forward to that. In my opinion, maybe the most high level.
Picking against both. I'm picking against both bomb themes.
Yeah,
sucks for me.
In my opinion, maybe the most high level fight on the card. Ricky Simon, Helwani Barcelos.
Yeah.
2 just incredible athletes. Good on the feet, nasty on the ground. Both dudes have had a bit of a resurgence. Ricky Simon, it was looking dicey for him. Now he's won his last 2. Barcelos won 3 straight.
Hair, got a little change up. Now he's killing it.
The only man to beat Merab in the UFC.
That's right.
I mean, that's a big win. That one's aged nicely for old Ricky Simon. I love this fight. I don't know who's going to win, but might be the fight that I'm looking forward to most on the card.
Yeah, I lean towards Simon. I just think in terms of a guy who can be dangerous on the feet, but when he gets to the bread and butter and the grappling and the control wrestling, he's so tough there, as you said. Now, granted, this is very early in Merab's career. We're not even talking remotely the same Merab. They could not be. They might as well be different people when we're talking about Ricky Simon.
Also, it was a weird choke. The ending was very weird. That Merab was bucking like a bronco and said he wasn't out, but yeah,
it was a very weird ending to it. But I say that to say, he still can be competitive with Merab. His style is a very difficult one to overcome. So I like Simon.
This actually is UFC Long Island 2022 in the Apex. Ricky Simon also on that card.
Was he?
I'll never forget. He body slammed Jack Shore and it echoed throughout the entire arena. Shout out to that. They've actually moved that one to the prelims. I actually thought that this could have been the co-main event.
Wait, that's on the prelims?
Yeah, Ricky Simon, Helwani Barcelos. I know you don't give a shit about card placement, but bruh, I feel like this could have been the co-main event.
I agree. As you said, I think this is one of the higher level ones that we have on this card. Yeah,
I can't wait for it. A couple more on the main card. Marco Tullio taking on Christian Leroy Duncan.
Wait, so what replaced this if this is on the prelims? What moved up? Or did they just make it 5?
I think they just made it 5.
Okay, got it.
Marco Tullio taking on CLD Christian Leroy Duncan. The husband or significant other of Norma Dumont comes out, cheers on Norma, gets Norma her black belt. Now the script is flipped.
My turn.
Now we're cheering on Marco Tullio. 14-1. Tough test in Christian Leroy Duncan.
Yeah, I think, again, in this one, finishing upside on both sides, right? I just feel like all of these fights have potential for some real, nervy exchanges and some real action in the middle of the octagon, which is making this card more exciting than maybe the name value alone. So this might be one of those where after the fact, Dana's going to be sitting. I don't know if Dana's even going to be there, but if he is, he'll be sitting up there and just be like, well, told you don't judge it till it's all done. This feels like it could have high potential, sure. But I like this fight as well.
His win on Contender Series over Yusri has aged nicely.
Yeah, Yusri's a bad boy, man. I talked about it when we were talking about his fight coming up.
Got the dub over Azat Bakayev.
Yep.
Azamat Bakayev. Jamal Emmers versus Hyder Emil. Hyder Emil is just one of those fighters you're just guaranteed to get fireworks from.
Yeah, is he the number one on this card of the guaranteed to just be blitzing forward? And
I think Matt Schnell, Uros Medic,
Schnell's it, yeah,
and Hyder Emil are the top 3 of
Schnell's definitely.
Yeah, we're here to bang. To be totally honest, winning doesn't even really matter that much. We're going to try and win, but we're here to bang. We're here for a scrap. We're here to get bloody. It's going to be great.
Not for nothing. Emmers is a guy who could go to battle too. So I think that's going to be a fun one.
Mayra Buena Silva, technically winless since February of 2023. The Holly Holm.
Wow, is that true?
Yeah, the Holly Holm fight got turned over to a no contest. She tries flyweight, loses to Jasmine Dazdavicius. Now back up at bantamweight.
Dazdavicius.
Shout out. Still ranked.
Somehow.
Still ranked. Now she gets Jacqueline Cavalcanti. I just don't like where where Mayra Buena's at in her career.
Yeah, wow. It's been a rough road.
It's rough.
Home, Pennington.
It's rough. Going into that Pennington, people, she was the uncrowned queen going into that Pennington fight.
Oh, man. Not good.
Josh Hokett, your favorite fighter. Frank's actual favorite fighter, making his debut after a win on Contender Series where he says he's not going to fight the fat, lazy heavyweight division, said he's going to fight, sex offenders and
yes, Josh Hokett.
Sex traffickers.
Yes.
Whereas the red, white, and blue bandana said he's going to start the Incredible Hulk division.
Yes.
So the Incredible Hulk division starts on the prelims of Apex 111 against Max Gaminis.
Yeah, we're all in on
this. This is the beginning of the Incredible Hulk division. I do have to say though, there is a Josh Hokett diehard out there, and he mapped out.
Frank?
It might be Frank's burner.
Aside from me,
and he mapped out Josh Hokett's career from here. Yeah, shout out to Pico's Barber, the most MMA Twitter name of all time. Shout out to Pico's Barber, and it looks like an old picture of Aaron Pico. He's mapped it out. We get a win and move to 7-0 against Max Gaminis this weekend. He wins by KO, punches and elbows in the very first round. Then we go on to fight Tai Tuivasa at UFC 325, Volkanovski versus Evloev. Another win in the first round, buzzer beater in Perth, Australia. Then he fights Derek Lewis at UFC Fight Night, Pico versus Topuria. I don't know if that's Ilya or Alexandre.
No,
but
Alexandre.
I was going to say, I cannot imagine a world where Topuria goes back down to 145 or ever fights on a UFC Fight Night. Ilya, that is a 13-second knockout of Derek Lewis. Now we start getting up the ranks. Cyril Gane, UFC 325, Davalishvili versus Zahabi. He gets a bulldog choke in the first round. That one takes place in Orlando, Florida. Shout out to the Magic, Amway Center, or whatever it is, Amway Arena. And now it looks like he made it all the way to the top of the heavyweight division. He fights Tom Aspinall at UFC White House, McGregor versus Chandler next June. Gets a first-round finish, a spinning hook kick. Gets it done to move to 11-0 against Tom Aspinall, and then he really starts getting crazy. Notice he's made this rise through the ranks, hasn't headlined a single card. We finally get that. Madison Square Garden, New York, November 12th. So this time next year, that will be his 6th fight in 365 days. He'll fight Alex Pereira, where he left hook KOs him at UFC 332, Hokett versus Pereira. And then we move to boxing. Zuffa Boxing 88. Somehow they were able to manage 88 events between now and 2027. KOs Usyk in the 11th. 30 seconds into the 11th round. And then we're back to MMA at UFC 382. So it looks like we're going to squeeze in about 50 numbered UFC events in about 7 or 8 months. But it's Jon Jones, TKO stoppage, doctor stoppage at the end of the second round at UFC 382, Hokett versus Jones. And then we get, in October of that year, PFL versus UFC 1, where he arm bars Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia. The good news is UFC 382 is in Brooklyn, so hopefully we can actually try to go to that one, Hokett versus Jones. That'll be sick. We can skip the watch party. And then, last but not least, in January of 2028, he gets a 3rd round standing guillotine at Zuffa Boxing 94 against Jake Paul. Absolute masterclass in Photoshop.
Yeah, but how does he submit Jake Paul in boxing?
I think that's the point. Hokett does what Hokett wants, baby. The Incredible Hulk. Shout out to Pico's Barber. That is a masterclass in Photoshop. It was so detailed and so good. I came across that, and I was absolutely dying. So shout out to you, Pico's Barber. That is some all-time
I like
shit.
how he worked Pico into it, headlining against Topuria.
Absolutely incredible work from you. I need to go retweet that now because that
meanwhile, this guy Hokett's going to lose this week. And
yeah, it's a Max Gimenez. But I do believe he is a minus 400 favorite.
Shout out.
So the Incredible Hulk era begins on Saturday. Shout out to Pico's Barber. I need to go retweet
great.
that because that tweet needs more love. Dante Johnson tried to step in after fighting last week.
Oh, really?
He tried to go back-to-back, but the INSAC won't medically clear him.
Yeah, that's a quick-ass turnaround.
Yeah, Jackson McVeigh, Zach Reese happening, Miles John, Daniel Marcos buried, man. Daniel Marcos gets one loss, and then it's just...
And it's like
shoveling dirt.
Miles Johns ain't no easy out. Like that is a rough comeback fight.
Tisha Pennington versus Denise Gomes, and that's the card. UFC Apex 111. It's a decent poster.
Is it? Is it two guys looking at each other?
Looking straight ahead.
Oh,
back
okay,
to
perfect.
back. There's your main card. And that's that. That's UFC Vegas 111. It'll be taking place this weekend.
Hell.
Will we get as many
what
allegations, investigations, storylines coming from this one as we did this past weekend?
No chance.
Yeah.
We're going to get more.
No. Josh Hokett's going to shake up the world. I just went and retweeted that tweet. I had to do it. It's so good. All right. With Gabriel Bonfim taking on Ishmael Bonfim. We were going to do Parlay Pals.
Wait, sorry, what?
What did I say?
You said Gabriel Bonfim taking on Ishmael Bonfim.
Sorry, man. I'm still caught up in UFC 382, Jones versus Hokett, taking place in Brooklyn, New York. Gabriel Bonfim and Ishmael Bonfim fighting on this card. That brings us to our pound-for-pound rankings. Best fight siblings.
That's it.
The best siblings fighters. It can be MMA. It can be boxing. By the way, we're just going to take a week off from Parlay Pals and bets.
It probably feels right?
We'll pick it back up with UFC 322.
That's fucking illegal.
We'll just take a break. We're on a bad losing streak in Parlay Pals. Though Rick's Parlay Pals pick was Isaac Dolgarian. So the fix was in.
Prison.
The fix was in on us. So we're just going to take a week off.
Prison.
We're just going to take a week off.
Frank playing with that is going to be incredible.
Frank, can we just get a replay on loop of him licking his lips afterward? Just a...
You don't want to hear that. There are children that watch this show.
Federal fucking prison.
Federal fucking prison.
It's just so sloppy.
I love it. There's nothing I get more joy out of than Dana White licking his lips.
And
It's
it
great.
gives Frank more anxiety.
Straight into the microphone. All right. Best fight siblings. Frankie, what's the order, brother?
The order today is Rick, Frank.
I'm first.
Connor.
Wow. Switching it up. I love it.
All right. This was extremely tough for me because as I was thinking about them, there are so freaking many of these. Like there are an insane number of these. But I'm going to start number 5. Now, admittedly, this one is perspective. This one is based on what I expect. This one is future events. This is not just pure accomplishment. And that's Umar and Usman Nurmagomedov. Those two are going to be pretty good, in my opinion.
Federal.
Wait, I don't even get it. Those two are going to be pretty damn good throughout their careers. They're
Like
already
39-1.
Yeah, like they're
PFL
already
champ.
insanely high level. Usman having been Bellator champion, just defeated Paul Hughes. Now he's PFL champion. Umar, giving Merab the toughest fight of his championship run. I expect that Umar will probably be UFC champion at some point in his career as well. Like these two are cream of the crop, elite level prospects, and they're only kind of like really young and getting started in their careers. I expect them to be great, and they're already great. That's where this one's coming from.
This is a great call. I thought about going with them.
Usman and Umar. Number 4 for me. This is based on accomplishment. This is based on swag. This is based on highlight reels. This is the Pettis brothers, Anthony and Sergio.
Fucking.
You son of a bitch. Anthony, UFC champion. Sergio, Bellator champion. But not only high level fighters. For one, some of the most support like on this list. These two are probably the ones that I look at as like having the tightest relationship. They're just so supportive of each other. Anthony's Sergio's biggest cheerleader, vice versa. But when it comes to like highlight reels in MMA, these two are two of the best that have ever done it. Like the Showtime kick is pantheon level, if not the greatest highlight that we've ever seen in UFC history. The spinning back fist that Sergio's been able to deliver. These two are fantastic fighters, championship caliber fighters with an incredible highlight reel resume. So shout out to the Pettis brothers, Anthony and Sergio. Number 3 for me, this one's old school, but this is homage to the beginnings of this sport and where we really began here. This is Hickson and Hoist Gracie.
Oh, yeah. Great call.
Now, you could have gone other... Now, you could have gone other brothers here in the Gracie lineage, but to me, Royce, for what he did in terms of UFC and being the one that Rorion selected to represent the family and setting off this entire thing and making me fall in love with the sport. And then Rickson, this may be like, this is definitely before your time, but there was a time where basically Rickson was a thing of lore, right? Like there was a meme on forums where everything was like, it was like, give us your prediction for the fight, for any fight, and the prediction was always Rickson by armbar. Rickson by armbar was the prediction for Jon Jones versus Matt Hamill. Like it was Rickson by armbar. So
it's funny you say that. I've actually read Rickson Gracie's book, Breathe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, his story.
Yeah. I mean the entire Gracie family story and just the history of the sport forming from that family. But Rickson, like one of the most feared competitors in combat, didn't really have like a long extended run.
He was a Valley Tudo guy.
Yeah, he was a Valley Tudo guy, but he was notoriously the guy that everybody pointed at as like one of the best fighters on the planet. So Rickson for that, Royce for the legacy, the impact that he had on the UFC and all the fandom that we have now. It does not happen without Royce Gracie doing what he did back at the early days of the UFC. So Rickson and Royce, legends, absolute legends.
Was Rorion also a brother of theirs?
No, or yes,
Helio?
Rorion might be a brother.
And I think Rorion helps. He was a co-founder of the UFC.
Yes, or was he? Yes, Rorion is.
Which makes it.
Rorion is their brother, and he's the father of. He's the father of. Freaking. Hold on.
I don't know. They're hard to keep up with.
No. Who are the
Crone?
No. Rickson. Crone is Rickson's son, but the guy. Hold on.
Rorion wrote and published the book The Gracie Diet in 2010.
Yeah. Who are Horion's sons? Why is this so much harder on
Renner
Google?
Gracie?
Henner, yes.
Henner Gracie.
Henner and Huron, the Gracie Academy guys. Who's the anyway, doesn't matter.
Helio.
Yeah, well, isn't that the grandfather? Oh yeah, that's their grandfather. So yes, Helio Gracie. But shout out to
the Gracies.
Shout out to the Gracie family, but also yeah, Rickson and Royce were the most significant for me. And then number 2, these two legends of the game, fighting in different weight classes, but having similar levels of success. Legends in Pride, legends in the UFC. Big Nog, Lil Nog, the Nogueira brothers.
Great shout.
Federal prison.
Just remixing every different variation. These guys were like the soundtrack of MMA for a long time. Like they were like two of the staples of multiple eras of MMA. Amazing, fantastic fights in Pride, as well as like championship caliber fights. The Little Nog, known for his wars with Shogun. Big Nog fighting Fedor, all the greatest heavyweights of that time. Then Big Nog becoming UFC champion at some point. Little Nog getting into another war with Shogun as well, and continuing that trilogy. But just two of the names that continue to come up in some of the best fights that we've had throughout the peak era of MMA, and just were fantastic fighters, like high level guys. And then obviously Big Nog getting into influencing the jiu-jitsu of Anderson Silva and helping him along his career, like impact on MMA nearly unmatched. Shout out to Big Nog and Little Nog. And then number 1 for me, this was very easy. It could not have been anybody else, but it's based on the resumes, but it's also just based on the swag, the badassery, being BMFs, Nick, Nate, the Diaz brothers.
Gotta be.
Prison.
It has to be.
Fucking.
Prison fucking, Frank? I
No
mean,
judgment.
Number 1, Nick and Nate Diaz. Like just every photo of them, every interaction.
Shout out to the shoes on in the octagon.
They are
the most famous brothers by far.
Yeah. They're the most notable brothers we've ever had in the sport, but also just like they're the ones that casual fans know. They're the ones that if you're talking to anybody about, if you say like, who are those brothers in MMA? The answer is the Diaz brothers. That's like a guaranteed answer. For me, it was very easy. It got tougher for the rest, and we'll go through. We can obviously go through some honorable mentions at the end of this. But I knew who my number 1 would be.
Yeah. Some people in the chat saying we should have mentioned the bus when we talked about the Nogueira brothers.
The carrot and the bus.
They did feed a carrot to a bus. All right, Frank, you up, brother?
I am up.
It was a great list, by the way.
Yeah, that's actually a really good list.
Oh, what does that mean? Is yours going to be better or worse?
I mean, look, my number 5 are Jim and Dan Miller.
Hey, shout out.
Yeah,
you know what's up? I know what's up.
Jersey's own.
My number 4.
They know what's up. I know what's up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, what else can he say?
You went with the plus sign
The
instead of the
Shevchenko
ampersand.
sisters.
Oh, shout out.
Seen here in the octagon. Number 3, the Pitbull brothers.
Yeah.
One on top of the other. Love that one. Then you've got both Shogun and Ninja, the Rua brothers, at my number 2. Embracing. You gotta love it. And then my number 1 is actually the same as Rick's. It is Nick and Nate Diaz. Looking like just a beautiful family right here.
Man, good shit, Frank. Good shit,
No
dude.
problem. Take us away, Connor.
To be honest, though, his list was pretty good.
I was going to say, it was a decent list, but you just had nothing to say with it.
about it, but it was a good list.
Antonina and Valentina Shevchenko.
And my number 2. All right. It was a good list, though.
Yeah, no, good stuff, Frank. Would that take you 17 seconds? All right. My number 5, like you had on your list as well, Anthony and Sergio Pettis, UFC champ, Bellator champ, 45 wins combined between them.
Is that true? Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, 45 professional wins combined between them. Or it might even be higher. They might even be like 50. Did I do the math wrong? I feel like they both have 25 wins.
God damn.
Yeah. Here we go. I mean, is there nothing better than someone trying to Google things? Yep, Sergio, 25. Yep, 50 professional wins between them. I don't know why I wrote down 45. Front of the Wheaties box. Can't really see it, but it's there. There it is. Old AP on the front of the Wheaties box. Shout out to him. That's my number 5. Number 4, I'm actually going to go to boxing.
Oh.
Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko combined 40 heavyweight title fight victories, a gold medal. The other one got suspended from the Olympics, so they could have potentially had 2. At one point, had all 5 major belts, WBA, BO, BC, IBF, and the ring, over a decade consecutive of one of them holding some sort of belt in heavyweight. It was a dominant area for them. Number 3, we're back in the octagon and the ring as well. No gloves for either of these guys, though. Bruce and Michael Buffer. Any major event in the fight game is synonymous with these two introducing it. Let's get ready to rumble. It's time. Any huge fight in the last,
50 years?
Yeah. Has been announced by these two legends of the game. Bruce and Michael Buffer. Number 2. It's both y'all's number 1. Nick and Nate Diaz, the most famous siblings. What else can you say about them? Legends. The Stockton, 209, put the birds up, baby. Yeah.
Where you at, George?
Where you at, George? Yeah. Just legends of the game. Fan favorites for a reason.
Who could be number 1?
Shout out to Nick and Nate Diaz. My number 1, the GOATs. A combined 20 victories between the two. And only 10 defeats. It is.
Who is this?
Tama and James Tahuna.
James Tahuna?
Legends. Look at him, baby. Oh, yeah. Tama Tahuna had a brief stint in MMA going 4-1. There it is. Shout out to him.
That Tahuna tattoo. Wow.
Hey. Last fought in November of 2012. We thought we were going to see a comeback in 2013. Unfortunately, never came to fruition. That could have been the start of the UFC run, but yeah, there it is. James Tahuna's brother, Tama Tahuna, to make his UFC comeback at Gladiator. Yeah. There's your Facebook post from 2012. Shout out to Tama Tahuna, one half of the best fight siblings to ever live.
Anything to say about James?
I said one half of the best fight siblings to ever live. Shout out to Umar and Usman. I agree with you. 39-1, PFL champ. Weidman and Wonder Boy through marriage. Brother-in-law.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You want to know who else is a brother-in-law?
James Tahuna?
Mo and Kamaru Usman?
No, those are actual brothers. It's
James
funny that he
Tahuna?
plays this drop.
Yo.
Tyson Pedro tied to Ivasa.
I knew that.
Brother-in-laws.
I knew that.
Who's to check?
Who's to check? Who knows?
That makes the James Tahuna clip even funnier that Ariel was talking about his brother-in-law.
If you had said... If you had said
Tyson Pedro and Tai Tuivasa and showed a picture of James Tahuna,
it could have happened. It could have happened.
God damn it. Or if I had said James Tahuna and showed a picture of Tyson Pedro and Tai Tuivasa.
There are 2 super chats that are just mentioning honorable mentions. I thought we'd do them now.
Please rip it.
Yeah, let's do it.
One is from Daniel, and he says Robert Garcia and Mikey Garcia.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. And then Big Cloud says Fabian and Leon Edwards.
Yeah,
for sure. Fabian
definitely
and Leon for sure.
Cross says in-laws only apply to parents. That just is not true. I have a sister-in-law. Drew Dober and Nick Hine are brothers-in-law as well.
It only applies to... What does that mean? It only applies to parents?
Yeah.
We try not to
you
ask
can only have a father-in-law is what he said?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Tafa brothers.
For sure.
Oh, my God. Walter and Johnny Walker.
Walter and Johnny. Did anybody consider having John and Jason Anik on their...
Did consider it. Did consider it. Ultimately, didn't make the list.
That's fucking illegal.
Paul's? Yeah, Jonathan McCoy, the Paul brothers.
Oh, geez.
Pumpkinhead says the Tate brothers. Yeah, these didn't quite make the list.
Well, no. I mean, what's the other brother's name? What's the non-Andrew one? I don't think he fights.
Oh, Tristan.
I
think he did at one point.
Christian and Angela Lee.
Shout out. The Shamrocks.
Ken and Frank for sure. Alistair and Valentine Overeem. Fedor, but we don't want to talk about Alex, his brother. Matt and Mark Hughes. Matt Hughes, legend.
Menendez brothers.
Prison.
I don't know who that is.
They're in prison.
They're 2 murdering brothers.
Their parents.
I thought it was
fucking prison.
Ilya and Alexandre.
Someone says DC and Chocolate Peppa Pig. The Jourdain brothers.
Jourdain.
Alex Pereira and Elise Pereira.
Aline
Pereira.
Yeah.
Aileen Perez?
No, not Aileen Perez.
Azaitar brothers.
Yeah.
The Hughes bros.
Everybody I had, Matt, Mark. Everybody I had has
the Dudley brothers.
No, the Dudley.
Mysterious Frank says the Mario brothers. Ha ha ha.
The Bella sisters.
Yeah, Bella sisters in WWE. The Hardy brothers.
Did you think about going wrestling?
Nah.
I wasn't going wrestling on this.
I'm seeing Asakura bros.
Yep.
Megan O'Leary and Joseph, Joe B.
That's marriage. That's not sibling.
Ariel Helwani and Rampage Jackson.
I mean, kind of brothers.
Dave. Gilbert and Herbert Burns, and then someone says Davison and the other Figueiredo brother.
His brother does fight.
Yeah, I know. The Charlo brothers in boxing. Shout out
the Charlos. But I didn't dig deep enough on boxing. I mean, the Klitschko's is a great one.
Yeah, Mizuki and Naoki Inoue.
Shout out.
I stayed
Joe
away
and
from
Dan
wrestling.
Lozon.
Yeah,
because Hulk Hogan was like everyone's brother, right? Like he kept saying like, "Yeah, I got you, brother."
Okay.
Yeah.
No, he did Jim and Dan Miller.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I did have Joe and Dan.
This is a Hobby Brothers.
That's
not bad.
That is a good one because that's coach and fight. Shout out to Frank, who's talked more in this now post segment than he did in the actual list.
Yeah, thanks for that. Oh,
that's fucking illegal.
This is a mistake. He has played this entirely too much. We fucked up giving him this drop.
That's fucking illegal.
The
Also,
the
by the
Dawkins
way,
brothers, Chris and Kyle. Kyle fighting next week.
Shout out to Jake, who after the show goes through and like censors this show.
Oh, Jake, I'm sorry for today, brother.
Frank has something for you. You know, this is your gift. This is your gift.
Matthew says Brennan Schaub and never mind.
And
Brennan Schaub and Dana White Eskimo brothers. Sammy sends in 50 Swedish crowns. He says talking brothers, Smith brothers in boxing, Liam and Callum became world champions. Paul and Steven have fought for world championships. The Bones brothers, that's not in Strictly Fighting. Ooh, the Rutolo brothers.
Oh yeah,
it's not bad.
Ty and Cade, shout out.
The Fertitta brothers, I did think about them.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that's up
there.
there.
They would have made on my list if I remembered. That's my mistake.
Someone says Ngannou and Mike Perry. Ilya and Alexandre Taporia. Marab and Aljo, they are brothers.
What is the line for that? Like, what would we accept as a brother that's not actual blood relation?
I don't know.
Yeah.
None of them are not Magomedovs. We actually had Umar and Usman and then shouted them out again as well. Sorry about that. Yippee-ki-yay. Guess we didn't say it enough. Frivola brothers. Does he have Matt?
There's another guy?
All right, I feel like we hit them all. Thank you for chatting in the Super Smash Brothers. Yeah. Luis and Orion Sose. Yeah, shout out. There they are. All right, Frankie. That is the pound for pound list for this week. Best fight siblings. Frankie, we got any voicemails, brother?
Ahoy, hoy.
What's up, boys? This is Spike from Boston.
What's up, Spike?
A lot of talk and debate about penalties for eye pokes this week, talking like taking away points, DQ losses. Just want to throw out some other options because I don't know that we're thinking big enough. So here's a list of other proposed penalties for if you poke your opponent in the eye.
Okay.
Number one, maybe your opponent gets to poke you in the eye.
Yeah, I don't mind
You got to
that.
just take it and not flinch, like power slap, call it power poke. Number two, your home address is shown on screen for 10 seconds. That could be fun. Number three, your opponent gets to use a sword for the next 90 seconds of the fight. Could be a dull sword, sharp sword, sword on fire, whatever. You know, I guess that's going to depend on commissions. Number four, maybe before the fight. Yeah, maybe before the fight, the fighters have to write down on a little sticky note a private personal trouble that really haunts them, you know, that they don't talk about, and they give that to the ref. And so if you poke somebody in the eye, the ref is given a microphone, and they read it out loud to everybody in the crowd and TV. But it's like in like a teasy kind of bully way, like, this guy, you know, he never made peace with his dad or some shit. Number five, get drunk, kiss Frank's mom's ass. We got 6. And then finally, if the poke is so bad your opponent can't continue, it's not a DQ or a no contest. I think your opponent gets your identity and you got to go off grid. Like, you have to completely disappear and stop existing, and all your stuff and your friends and your money and everything that you ever were, all of your being is now your opponent's, and you got to just go live in the woods and never be. I don't know. These are just some ideas.
Credit score.
Love the show. Bye.
Nah, that was maybe our best call ever, Spike. Thank you. That was fantastic. Well thought out, well laid out. And I think all of those are due punishment for the eye poke.
Deepest, darkest secret revealed.
Written on a sticky note, and then you get made fun of afterward. Yeah, I like that.
But by the way, I did the research. The brother, the twin, apparently, brother of Matt Frivola, James Frivola, fought at Rough and Rowdy.
There it is.
Barstool's Rough and Rowdy.
Those are fighting brothers.
I didn't even know he had a brother.
Love it.
Hey, boys. This is Kevin from Columbia. Appreciate all you do. Quick question about being that Connor was out this week. When Eric says he's not sick, but he's got all the symptoms of being sick, I directed this towards you, Erica. What do you call it? Just allergies or...
He does say
I'm really
allergies.
interested. I remember a number of episodes where you guys have talked about this, and I'm just confused on that side of it. Love to hear your
He just says
your explanation for
allergies?
that. Appreciate it.
Or he just
Thanks for
goes...
everything. Bye.
Sniffles.
Yeah, or he just goes, nah.
Let me correct the record. I've never been sick, so there's nothing to... This call has no
Cue the
meaning.
clip of, I had
There's
walking
nothing to
pneumonia
explain.
like 2 days ago.
No, walking pneumonia is something else. That's like
It's
another
when
thing.
you are walking and you have pneumonia.
He thinks he's doing us a favor by coming in sick and not mentioning anything about it. And then when one of us gets sick down the line, he's like, well, I was never sick.
Yeah, and he like shakes his head. Like,
What's funny about this is what inevitably happens is you guys get sick and then somebody else gets sick. I'm not sick, and then everybody forgets about that. But when I'm sick,
When I'm
which
sick,
never
I own up to
it's,
it,
It's
though.
never happened, by the way.
I'm like, I'm sick.
I know, but I don't get people sick because I'm not. I never get sick. I don't get sick, so I can't get people sick.
What
Can I just say, I've been doing the math in my head since you said that about the time that I was away and got sick. Remember, Rick?
Sounds like you were away. I don't know what
Sounds
you're...
like
What was the watch party that we did that Rick was literally on his
Wait, the
deathbed?
math on what? Break this down for me.
I was like, okay, when did Eric say he had walking pneumonia? Because I felt
didn't
like
say,
shit.
so you don't know. I didn't say it.
No,
I
you
didn't
said that.
say-
We have it on tape.
No, I said I got it. I never
Yeah.
said when.
Yeah, I know.
Right. So
You
this
don't know
is
the
me
timeline.
backtracking. This is me thinking, is
I
this
mean,
what
Nick-
happened?
Figure out when you
Good luck figuring it out because I've never been sick. So
There was
you
one
won't have
watch
the
party where
evidence.
Rick was literally on his deathbed. It finished and he
Okay.
took out the earpiece and he was like,
Bright yellow,
I don't feel
sunken
that
eyes.
I was
We're like,
I
yeah,
was like,
right.
oh, I'm glad I just sat in this tiny studio with you for the last 4 hours.
I was really rough after that watch party. I wish I knew what happened, but I didn't get sick on that one. Never been sick.
What's up, boys in the back? It's Olin, a.k.a. MMA Anomaly. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day over there. Look, while we're on the topic of the eye poke situation, I have a crazy idea.
Okay.
Why don't we implement a strike system? If you poke someone in the eye during a fight, you get 1 strike. If you poke someone in the eye in another fight, you get a 2nd strike. On your 3rd strike, you get suspended in some way, shape, or form, whether it be 6 months, a year, etc. And obviously, we can base the severity of the suspension on the severity of the fouls. What do you guys think? Thanks for taking the question, guys.
Oven, you're the man. Olin, you're the man. I'm sorry, we have an Oven on our team, who's also the man. That man's energy is on point. Met him out in Vegas this past year for International Fight Week. The issue with that is like, imagine like it was Cyril Gahn and it's like he pokes Tom Aspinall and it's like, this is his 3rd eye poke. Like, oh my God, they're not going to be able to continue. And now we can't do the rematch for a year because now Cyril Gahn's suspension because that's his 3rd strike. I feel like it just needs to be a fight-by-fight basis.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the NBA's like technical fouls, right? It's like it accumulates and then you get suspended, but the fighters fight too infrequently. I don't know if you could do suspension. I don't mind the idea.
They fight too infrequently, and it's just them. In the NBA, it's like, all right, you're out. You
There's
just
still a
replace
game.
it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a bad idea that we do track that though, right? Is there somewhere where we have like a database that's like, this guy eye pokes 10 times, this guy I wouldn't mind seeing that. So maybe they should track that.
They should track that, and they should track how many warnings referees get.
Yeah.
without
I'd like to
taking a
know
point.
some data on this actually. But I don't think we can go suspension.
Howdy, Charles from Charleston. So Munson boys in the back, and
thanks, man.
Ariel's show in general has the highest quality of production value in terms of any MMA show, the
Shout out
gold
to the team back
standard.
there.
I'm wondering, amongst other programs in the sports category, what shows are you looking to for inspiration, and could you grade them potentially, or just give some that you're inspired by? Anyway, cheers, fellas.
It's a great question. Also appreciate the compliment. We are, at the end of the day, just producers, as is everybody else in the back. So we take great pride in that, in making it look good. What
was that for?
I just said,
Oh. I didn't know A2s were allowed to talk on the air.
That's so the production heads out there. They'll enjoy that one.
Yeah, that's a very inside baseball joke there. When it comes to other shows, I mean, God, there's so many good ones. I mean, just like within MMA, like look at DJ, dude. DJ's set up every time he joins the show too. It's just like crystal clear. Shout out to Mike Wantsover. He is killing it for him. And then there's just like, it's a dime a dozen now with YouTube and high production value programs. I mean, I am always in favor of in-person, real set, not just like a Zoom and you have like a background behind you. But man, there's too many to name, and I also can't think of any at the same time.
I don't watch or consume a lot of like sports stuff. I listen to a lot of audio podcasts, and the stuff that I'm inspired by is like just good conversation. Like, and I think Ariel does a great job of getting that out of our guests. But I also listen to like a lot of podcasts where it's like this type of show where people are just having a like conversation back and forth between 2 or 3 different people. Pablo Torre Finds Out is a fantastic show that really is like catching a lot of momentum right now.
Also, dude, we love the production aspect, and we really like stuff to look good. There are people on YouTube that have insane success with 0 production value
100%.
at all. It's just them talking.
Yeah, and the like iShow Speeds and those types of guys.
That's next
started
level shit.
With just like, hey, there's a cam on me and we're just going to talk, and then all of a sudden and Kai Cenat and guys like that.
Now
and
they're
then it
traveling
really-
the world, live
Yeah.
streaming from everywhere. It's insane.
We take pride in the production, as Connor said, but like I think the heart of it is less so on the production side and more so on just like.
I think it's 99-1 if you're talking about percentiles. If your content is shit, then no one's gonna watch. It doesn't matter how pretty the set is.
But that 1% is so crucial. Like the elevation between, as you said, like just like 2 people sitting in a Zoom call versus like, hey, we dress this up, we make it look nice, we put effort into the graphics and the animations and cutting cameras, right? Like going from this shot to that shot. All this stuff matters, and it makes it more dynamic. So
It also is the quickest way to get someone who has never watched before to at least give it a minute to stay.
right,
Like,
because
this
they
shit
go,
looks really
oh,
nice.
somebody's putting effort into this. I should at least look. Yeah.
Thank you, though. We really appreciate it.
Yo, what up, boys? Dylan calling from Laguna Niguel, California. Just want to start off by saying that love the fucking show.
Appreciate you.
It's just amazing what you guys do. My
Thanks,
favorite part of my day is getting off of work, hitting the fucking 10, taking my dog on like a 2-mile walk and just listening to the show. Just want to start off by saying that. Okay, but I got some fucking beef with GC.
Okay, let's hear it.
So I've been holding on to this for a while.
Oh, good.
Since the UFC 316 mega preview with Jordan Levitt.
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys had the interview. At 1:20, an hour, 28 minutes into that
Okay.
interview, GC's talking about these fictional characters that like Jordan finds like inspired him through his mixed martial arts career. And then he says Uncle Ero. He says, I got some Uncle Ero in me. First, pause. Second, who the fuck is Uncle Ero? That's Uncle Iro. And I'm not trying to be that dude that's like, oh,
That's
it's
tough.
actually no.
You're being
But,
that
like
dude.
nobody says it. In the whole show, they call him Iro. And I'm just disappointed because GC acts like this big, like, Avatar: The Last Airbender fan.
I mean, I've
He
watched
talks,
the show
I'm
3
pretty
times.
sure Frank gave him for his birthday one year, like an Avatar: The Last Airbender book.
Yes,
I just think he's a fake fan, bro, and I think he needs to give me that. Like, but anyway, man, love the show. See you guys later.
That's the English dub. Connor was referencing the original Japanese pronunciation. Good on you, Connor.
No, honestly, that's a great call. That's a great shout. I'm glad that stewed within you for the last 5 months. I'm glad that the anger was ripe and real. Because, yeah, you got me. I mean, I'm going to be totally honest. I'm pretty sure if we go back to that, we're looking at like a giant graphic and I'm just like spouting off names. So it was just a slip of the
It's
tongue.
tough.
Yeah. I own up to my mistake. I am sorry. Thank you for the call.
The level of detail. Hour 20-minute mark.
It's incredible.
Boys in the back, there, Lakewood, Colorado. Got a
Shout out
couple
to
questions. First, does Ariel not remind you guys of like a, I don't want to say goofier or wackier, but multiverse Ned Flanders? Just, you know, our reality. Is he our Ned Flanders?
Trade, love to hear
Which
it.
one of the Simpsons would you guys be? Just curious. Second question.
Okay.
Who are we?
Are
on
you
The Simpsons?
only allowing in this mailman fight league other delivery drivers like Amazon and FedEx, UPS?
What do you have for
I
us?
asked this because I'm a delivery driver, but I'm a milkman.
Nice.
Yeah, that's right. We still exist.
I don't
I'm not
believe
saying
this.
my job's hard. I just like to fight. Let me know if we're eligible. Thank you, boys.
Imagine how strong
Shout
his
out.
bones are.
Okay, amazing call.
Great bone
First, rip the Band-Aid off. I don't believe you. I don't think you're actually a mailman. I don't think milkmen. I don't think milkmen still exist anymore. We got a call about a proposal the other week. That was fake. We got duped on that one. I think we're getting
You're
duped
shutting
on the
down.
milkman. I don't believe the
Nothing
milkman.
ever happens.
I wanna see a picture of you in the white button down black collar with a crate of 6 milk cartons delivering it to someone. I want to see that.
They don't still dress up like they're in the 50s, Connor. Like they just look like normal Amazon delivery guys, but they.
What do you mean by
milk.
normal?
You're right.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that, Frank?
What's off fair about?
Is he bringing like a 6 bottles to a house for a family for the week, or like we talking about he's a milkman, like he drives like the Mayfield truck and
Yeah,
he delivers
yeah.
gallons upon gallons to grocery stores?
We need to find out.
Honestly, at the end of the day, ultimately, the bottom line is if you deliver something, you're eligible for the Mailman Fight League.
That's right. That's
Whether we'll have our DoorDash, Uber Eats division, we'll have our USPS, DHL division, we'll have our UPS, FedEx division.
Street pharmacists.
And then we'll add in then we'll add in the Milkman division.
That'll be
as
like the
well.
miscellaneous category. Milk, drugs,
yeah.
you know.
Simpsons.
Also, is Ariel not like Brock? Like, who's the broadcaster guy? Brock something? Brock?
I don't
Oh,
know.
You're
Is
talking
he-
about the news.
I don't think he's.
announcer
I don't
from
think
The
he's Ned
Simpsons?
Flanders. Maybe like when he does
Ken Brockman.
Ken Brockman. When he does the scream, sometimes I guess I could see it.
But who are we?
Not Ned Flanders though.
I think Connor is Smithers.
Wow.
Whoa.
Smithers the old one?
No, he's the lackey to the Mr. Burns.
He's the right hand man.
Oh, who's Mr. Burns?
That's the old one.
Yeah, no. I'm asking him.
No,
who's
no.
Mr.
He's,
Burns.
he's the one who's
I
like
think
the
I'm
head
Mr.
of the
Burns.
company. that-
Yeah, I got it, man. Who in this universe is Mr. Burns?
I think I'm Mr. Burns.
I disagree with these takes.
Who am I? I think I'm Mr. Burns.
You're a boo.
A poo.
I'm the Scottish janitor.
That's a good one.
Oh, groundskeeper Willie.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I'm groundkeeper Willie.
I think I am actually Mr. Burns, but Frank seems to
wear it
disagree.
proudly.
Who are you, Frank?
I think I'd go with the comic book store guy.
Yeah, you're comic book.
Oh, for sure, you're comic book store guy. Jordan is Mo.
I need Amanda hugging.
I think Andy is Marge and camera guy Nick is
but
Lisa.
Andy is definitely Lisa.
Andy's
Come on.
Lisa.
Okay.
Totally Lisa.
I don't know if this is good or bad.
Yeah.
I've never watched.
I think
she's the smartest one, Andy. Take that for what it's worth.
Yeah, I think it's who's Maggie?
Maggie's just a baby, man.
Maggie is
Maggie's who? Oh.
He's just
yeah.
noting it.
No. We all know.
We all know.
Yeah.
It's his news to tell.
Right. That makes sense.
What's up, boys in the back?
What's up, bro?
It's Trey from South Dakota.
Shout out South Dakota.
I was just thinking back to your last week's episode, and someone mentioned like the pound for pound is the best segment, and don't get me wrong, it is a good segment.
Oh,
I
okay,
really
here we
enjoy
go.
it. I look
Okay.
forward to it every week.
All right.
But the voicemail segment is obviously the greatest
Okay,
segment.
all right.
It's not even close.
Sick.
Like,
I thought he was just going to shit on him more.
Like the It's Your Boy Bodkins, that
Bodkins,
alone.
legend.
Like I've referenced that to my friends who don't watch MMA, don't listen to this fucking podcast.
It's your boy Bodkins.
And they're like,
the fuck are you
who's
talking about,
Bodkin?
man?
I'm like, you wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't get it.
So shout out to Bodkins, shout out to Frank, shout out to the voicemail segment.
Shout out to hanging.
Oh
out
wow,
with
that he hung up very abruptly. Wow, that was like a shout out to the boys, shout out to the shout out to Bodkins. That's great. The idea of you being like, it's your boy Bodkins, and your friends being like, who the fuck is Bodkins? What are you talking about?
What if you had to put a percentage chance on it? The percentage chance that anybody knew what he was saying at any point in human history has to be like 0.000000001.
I mean, you're talking about like at most with how many views we do, like maybe 15,000 people on Earth would understand that reference.
And you're just never gonna know them.
Spread across the
spread
globe.
across the entire world. It's your boy Bodkins. What if one day he's just somewhere and he's like telling his girl like, it's your boy Bodkins, and then somebody over the shoulder is like, I got that.
Yeah, the way he delivers it too is fantastic.
Shout out to Bodkins. Shout out to that guy.
Hey, GC, you hate on the salsa boy, motherfucker. And you see, I do with the Aspinall, que nah, papi. Mama huevo, big dominicana, yeah.
Thank you, Waldo.
That was it? That was the whole. We just got a voicemail from Waldo Cortez Acosta.
He's coming for you.
Yeah, bro.
He's coming for Tom.
He's
and
already
coming
back
for
in the gym. He's already back in the gym. Hokit Cortez Acosta in 2029 is
At the
going to
White
hit like
House?
crack.
Oh, 2029.
UFC 400. Oh, okay. Frank's saying he has no more voicemails until the break.
Huh?
That's not what I said.
Frank?
That wasn't even my voice.
You
Yeah,
say
they're all
you-
pretty long.
You say you have no more voicemails to the break. All right. Play it or don't, Frankie. Play it or don't.
Hey guys, it's BC from Tucson.
What's up, BC?
I had to stop the interview with Steve Garcia when he said that he kept all of his fight posters for the fights that he's been on. And I went back and looked at them. Which of these posters would you actually keep? I thought they were going to be horrendous. They're actually not that bad. Benavidez versus Figgy.
Keeping.
Dern versus Rodriguez.
Oh, keeping.
Calvin
legendary.
Kattar versus Allen.
No.
UFC 275 in there.
Yo, shout
And
out.
then
I don't even know what
Song
that was.
versus Gutierrez.
Yuri Glover.
Oh, yeah.
Burns versus Brady. Lemos versus Jean Giroba.
No.
Teixeira versus Lewis.
Yes.
And then, obviously, Garcia versus Onama. Let me know
Garcia
what
versus
you think.
Onama.
Later.
UFC 275. And
275, Taliesin Teixeira versus Derek Lewis. That's an auto.
And Figgy Benavidez.
Figgy Benavidez.
All right. We'll be back 2 minutes after this short break. The rest of your voicemails. Don't go anywhere.
I saw a photo of you online. This is insanity, man. What is going on? What percentage of body fat you have on here?
I think like 6'7", probably.
6'7"?
So I was in camp for like 6 months, and staying skinny that long like really messes up your organs. It's not healthy for you. You see how like lean and cut I am there, right? And like I just was in camp too long.
Did you have any pizza afterwards to celebrate?
Oh, of course.
I don't know if you watched the show in a chair with a seatbelt, but if you have one, I'd go ahead and fasten it. Whew, man. Brian Kelly never understood the assignment at LSU. He never understood what the L stood for. And it turns out the L's ended up just standing for losses, but the L on that chest right there stands for Louisiana. Brian Kelly had no interest in Louisiana. He had interest in 2 letters. One of them's B, the other one's K.
But I don't mind them coming in because I don't really see it as competition. I'm a serious promoter. I'm a promoter who's gonna promote and develop world champions from the get-go, from the start. I'm gonna identify prospects, and I'm gonna build them just like the way I built Canelo, just the way I built Ryan Garcia, just the way I'm building all my champions now. It's step by step.
Is this 2016, 2017 team the best you ever played on?
The best the NBA has ever seen.
You feel that way?
The greatest team the NBA has ever seen. No question about it. There was nothing nobody could do to beat that team. If you thought you was going to put your best defender on Kevin, good luck. We got Stat. No question, the best team the NBA has ever seen, and obviously the best team I played on.
All right, we are back on the program. Frankie, let's finish off the voicemails, brother.
What's up, boys? Shout out to all you guys. Love the show so much. Makes me so happy. It's like one of the highlights of my week listening to you guys.
My man, appreciate you.
Oh, it's Jacob from Denver.
Appreciate you, Jacob.
And I have a question today. It's a little more of like a deep question, and I would appreciate if you guys could answer it. I respect all you guys, and I respect all your opinions, and I've heard you say like really good things, so I thought I'd call in and ask about this. I'm a young guy. I'm 21, and basically there was this girl who was like a lot older than me, and we were together like 3 years ago, and then she moved away 3 years ago, and we went like no contact. And I've been like desperately like in love with her ever since. Like I think I've thought about her every single day since she left. I loved her so much. I love her a lot still. And I texted her today for her birthday, and she replied. I didn't think she was going to reply. And we kind of talked about things a little bit, and it just like became like very clear to me that like she like there's no way that she's ever coming back. And I just don't I don't know how to deal with it. It like, I know I'm young and everything, but like, right now it like feels like my whole world, and, yeah, I don't know how to move on from it. So if you guys have any tips, any heartbreak tips, any like life advice for someone who's young, who's going through this, I know it's not the end of the world, but it feels like the end of the world. So I know this is a long one. So anything you guys would say would really help. Thank you. Bye.
All right. First and foremost, he said, how much older did he say she was?
Just older. He said he was 21, though.
Relationship ended 3 years ago. 21.
That's fucking illegal.
So you would have been 18.
Yeah, but the relationship didn't start when it ended.
Right.
Let's just answer his question.
Just saying, all this shit, man.
Poor guy is heartbroken, and you're like, ooh.
Being heartbroken for 3 years is tough, man. I don't know. Typically, time is the thing that's going to heal it. You're so young. You're 21 years old. Like I guarantee you, I would put my life on it that you will meet someone else, and this girl that you're missing will be a thing of the past. I don't hate to be that guy, but like A, time, and then B, meeting someone new that you are interested in is the quickest way to get over them.
Yeah, for sure. And
time passing quickest. It's kind of a oxymoron there. I kind of messed that up, but let the time pass, meet someone new. But at 3 years, it's time to meet someone new. If you know it's over, you have to accept that and cut ties.
I feel like you can probably take solace in the fact that now you know it's over, right? Like it sounds like for 3 years he was kind of wondering. He sent that text. They talked about it, and now I think he at least has some closure on it. Don't unfollow her on Instagram. Delete the number. don't bother with that, right? Like if it's over,
then it's over.
Don't
Accept
remind yourself of that and just keep thinking about that. Time to move on. Block. You don't have to block, like, because it doesn't sound like it was.
Who's to check?
Every time we're getting serious here, it doesn't sound like it was a bad split, right? Because you're texting and wishing a happy birthday, but there's no benefit to doing that. Get rid of the number. Don't follow on social media, and just
if you're the one still in love, like you're the one that's going to struggle through this.
Yeah.
So like you just got to cut all ties to her. You can't talk to her. You can't keep up with her. You can't do any of that. It's not going to be beneficial. If you've been in love with her for 3 years, you're not going to just become friends with her. So just cut all ties, get out, try and meet someone new, and that is what will ultimately get you over the hump.
I know this is super cliche, and I know this is like, it feels easier to say than to experience and live through, but like I do find that the harder times, the times where you're really hurting, are the times where you learn the most about yourself and you actually grow. When times are easy, like there's nothing to learn about yourself. There's nothing to struggle with. There's nothing to overcome. It's kind of just like, yeah, life's good right now. I'm coasting. When you are struggling, when you hit these roadblocks in life, this is when you kind of figure out what you're made of and learn about yourself and learn what you really don't want, learn what you really do want, learn how you deal with overcoming adversity and all these things. Use this as an opportunity. Like, it hurts, and feel that hurt for a bit, like experience that hurt, and then pick yourself up and move on from it and figure out how you're going to continue to carry forward. And you're going to get hurt again. Like, that's just reality. Like, nobody just coasts through life with everything on easy street. So there's going to be moments where you're going to feel this type of pain again. Maybe it's not the exact same scenario, and you're going to be more experienced with how to deal with it, and you're going to get more experience with how to continue on. You're going to make it through. Everything's going to be okay, and you're going to find somebody great down the line.
You're 21. It's going to be so.
And it's going to be so. It's okay. All going to be good.
You're fine.
But I know that doesn't help right now. But to be honest, feel the pain. Truly sit there and feel the pain for a bit, and figure out what you can do to move forward from there. And everything will be easy.
Yeah. It's cliche, but you're 21. You'll be. Yeah, I promise.
You're going to be okay.
What's up, boys?
That was deep, though. Frankie dropping shit right in the middle of it.
What's up, Brett?
Shout out Jeremy Macklin.
Oh, shout out to Jeremy Macklin.
Real quick question for you, Connor. Obviously, you have a very extensive jersey collection. Do you know how many you have, and do you have a favorite one? Thanks.
No clue how many I have. It's a lot. But, man, that Hester one I got for the Chicago card is up there. That one is elite. Thrashers, authentic stitched Atlanta Thrashers jersey has a special place in my heart.
What's your favorite type? Like, what sport has the best jerseys?
Not basketball. Basketball's basketball's too difficult to rock. Like with like swag, you gotta wear.
It doesn't look like outer. Like, it's not like you can't wear it out and look right.
I'd probably go hockey. Hockey, you can rock a hoodie underneath, and like you can really put an outfit together around a hockey jersey. Soccer jersey's decent too, but I kind of like running in soccer jerseys. I got a million soccer jerseys.
They're usually thin, dry fit. You could kind of do stuff.
I got a 94 Biagio Italian jersey that's pretty nice, like the blue with the collar. Those Irish jerseys I have are nice too. The one that Pizzi got for me. Oh yeah, love a good jersey though. I got a Greg Maddux 90s jersey, legend, all-time GOAT. Yeah, I got some good ones though.
Yeah.
Okay, boys. What up? It's Zach from California.
What's up,
Today,
Zach?
I woke up with a feeling, okay? It is Saturday, November 1st, before UFC Vegas 110. Okay. And guys, I just feel like I need to bet on Yadier Del Valle. I feel like Isaac Dolgarian cannot compete with him on the ground. I feel like round one, Del Valle could definitely catch him, okay? So I'm telling you, boys, definitely I would bet on Yadier Del Valle tonight. It's just a feeling, okay? It's just a feeling. So bet the house, baby. We're all going to be rich. All right. Have a good week, guys. Bye.
Fuck, I wish I had gotten this.
I know. I wish
last week.
There's a cutoff point before each show where we stop taking voicemails, and so this one obviously came in
after
that day, but after
Saturday.
Yeah.
That's tough. The guy nailed it. He nailed it. He cashed out on that one. Great call by you, man.
Honestly, Frank should have alerted us to that. Like, he gets the notifications. I'm kind of upset.
Someone else got alerted to it, and it wasn't us.
A lot of people got alerted to it.
Yeah. Federal Euro.
Hey guys, it's Mary Jo. I had a quick question about
Mary
the
Jo?
current controversy with
Mary?
the betting scandal and all that. There was a guy on the show last weekend, and he literally turned to Frank Tagnoni and said to him on the air while the cameras were rolling, "Hey, it's great that you've been my ref. Every time you're my ref, I always win." Did anybody else pick up on that?
I did not.
And also the guy who couldn't fight on the pay-per-view because he couldn't get the ankle bracelet off. DC was saying he looked like he was about to tap before he tapped. I mean, like, there are so many questionable, weird things that happened this week. I was just wondering, because I haven't listened to all the episodes yet, but I wanted to get this voicemail in. Again, Mary Jo, one of your female folks.
I love you, Mary Jo.
And
Mary
just
Jo.
really wanted to, like, ask these questions. All right, thanks a lot. Hope you guys are doing great. It's been a bonkers week with this news and all this stuff going on. All right, have a great one.
You too, Mary Jo. Thank you again.
So I didn't hear it. I don't recall if I heard it in that specific instance, but I have heard in-cage chatter before where a guy does say to a ref, like, "I love having you as my ref. I always win."
I didn't hear it this weekend. The SD Dumas one, yeah, I mean, when you watch it, he's like hitting choked, and he just like has his arms out like this, and I mean, we know it wouldn't hurt if he got a little extra coin, but like, who's to say? I don't know. That's kind of the issue here, is that you're gonna go back and watch any of these fights and be like, man, this one kind of looked like it was fixed. No,
prior to this moment, everything got the benefit of the doubt. It was like, oh man, that looks shady as fuck. But like, referees in MMA suck, judges in MMA suck, this guy is not a good fighter, whatever. Now everything gets the opposite. Now nothing gets the benefit of the doubt. Everything is perceived as starting as rigged. Everything is perceived as starting as a dive. So it's like a real dicey territory to be in right now.
Mike Jackson at the Apex card, plus 700 underdog, double eye poke, the only time someone's been given a loss for eye pokes. Dean Barry, right? That one looking back looks a little dicey.
I don't.
These are all alleged.
Who's to check?
Oh my God, Cash Patel. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. Just you look at these things. You look at these things in retrospect. Sometimes when we were in Atlantic City, Vicente Luque, kind of like a what the fuck was that performance? But you never know. You never know. There's
Until you know.
Just a couple that you look back at and you're like,
I will say, just to go back to the original, I always win with you as my ref thing feels pretty innocuous. Like, I don't think, like, I wouldn't read too much into that. Now, granted, I'm not saying that there isn't a chance that anything could have happened in that scenario. I think this is going to be widespread, and I think there's going to be some consequences coming from it. But I do think that's more of like there's guys you like as your ref, there's guys you don't like as your ref, and sometimes like the fighter is just like, yeah, I do well when I have you. So I don't read too much into that one. But again, everything's looked through this lens now. It's not the benefit of the doubt. It is the opposite now.
Everything's seen through the Frank lens.
Who, me?
Wow. On point.
Yeah, this one isn't for the boys in the back. It's for, the Ariel thing today.
Oh, okay. This is the boys in the back.
Lou, I don't know his last name, but he was a great guest. It was more like a conversation than an interview.
It was
something Ariel can learn how to do.
Wait, what was that at the end? Run that one
Ariel
back.
can learn how to do.
What the fuck?
Something
Did he say Eric can learn how to do?
Fucking Eric can learn how to do.
Something Ariel can learn how to do.
Something Ariel can learn how to do?
No, I don't know, because he's saying Ariel did great.
No clue.
Anyway,
thanks for the call, man.
It was,
shout out to Lou DeBell.
It was an absolutely incredible conversation between Lou and Ariel.
Yeah, it got heated. It was nuts.
You gotta submit that on the nose next time. This is this is the BITB.
Yeah, this is BITB. Come on.
What's up, y'all? It's Leland Bond calling out from Boston. Hope all's well. What up, GC? What up,
What's
Frank?
up, bro? Hope all's well with
What
you
up,
too, man.
Rick? Quick question. GC might not remember this, but Rick definitely will.
Okay.
Remember at the weigh-ins back in the day, sort of like the square off part, there'd be like this like Sylvester Stallone looking dude always sort of behind the fighters, where like Rogan or Dana would be normally. He always wore like big Elvis shades. I grew up a UFC and boxing fan. I've been to a million fights, and I would see him all the time at boxing and UFC events. See if that rings a bell. Hope all is well. Love what y'all do, and go SMU Ponies.
Go SMU Ponies, bro. Shout out to the Mustangs. You said it's Chuck Zito?
That's a guy named Chuck Zito, yeah.
Shout out.
Actor, my favorite role of his was on the HBO series Oz. He was tremendous on that.
I thought he was making an insinuation that it was Mr. Moneybags himself.
No, but check out the glasses. Chuck Zito.
Shout out to Chuck Zito. Thank you for the call, brother.
Sylvester Stallone lookalike is a
little
take.
bit. That's a compliment to Big Chucky Z.
But shout out Chuck Zito. Yeah, he is somebody who has been he has been showing up in the background of UFC boxing shit for as long as I've been watching. He's an OG.
What's up, guys? Pablo from Chicago.
Wow.
First thing I want to do is show some love. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and there's no other show that has interjected itself into my life more than BITB and the MMA Hour.
Let's go. Ariel,
I went to the grocery store the other day, and my wife asked how much I spent, and I hit her with the 30 million. I was watching the Hurricane Katrina doc on Netflix, and what do I see in the background? The Cafe fucking Dumont, and I say out loud, Ariel once shared a baguette with Mike Breen there, or whatever. I heard a little kid cuss at the park the other day, and I thought to myself, does he kiss his mother's ass with that mouth? So, shout out to you guys. But now to the real reason I'm here.
Okay.
I'm trying to become the first ever uncrowned Triple Crown champion. Let me explain. I've been on big hitters when I bet $20. Nazim Sadikov would submit Terrence McKinney in the second round and won $600.
Legendary.
GC called it an absolute dart. No big deal.
It was a dart.
Shout out GC.
Good job.
I was on the nose and asked Ariel what fictional sports character he would like to interview, and he answered it as the last question on my birthday. Imagine how hyped I was for that.
Happy birthday, brother.
And now I just need to be on voicemails. Big ups to you guys, and keep doing what you guys do. Peace.
You did it, brother.
You made it. That was an incredible call. I
love your mother's ass with that.
The kiss your mother's ass with that mouth is so good, and the 30 million for a kitchen scrap is just incredible. I don't know how I'm gonna dress up as that for St. Patrick's Day, but I'm gonna figure out a way. And it's gonna be great. Maybe a bag of $30 million. And
well, wouldn't you just have to dress up as Pizzi? You wear the track.
I'm thinking we do a duo costume. You dress up as like a kitchen sink and like a stove, and I'll be a bag of 30 million. Yeah.
But it's not scraps like that, Frank. It's
was
like
that a clean? Was that a clean saying? Can we get that as a drop?
No, I don't think he was.
Yeah, I think everybody was laughing.
Yeah, I think
30 million.
Yo, boys in the back. It's Jimmer.
What's up, Jim?
I called the other week and said I was going to do my brother's best man speech.
Oh, yeah.
And I did that, and it went good.
Yes.
I did not bomb. I'm pleased to report
Jimmer.
I did not bomb. So,
proud of you, Jim.
Thank you guys for the advice. I did keep it light. Didn't really use really any inside jokes at all. I just kind of tried to keep it about the groom and his bride. And, yeah. It was a perfectly forgettable speech, and nobody will remember that Jimmer fucked the speech up. So, yeah, anyways, I have a question for you guys this week.
Rip it.
Who do you guys think is the most overhated athlete in the UFC right now? Not overrated, but overhated.
This is a great question.
My vote would go for Sugar Sean O'Malley. I just think that a lot of people like to look at the hair and the cars and the brash personality, but real ones know that he's actually a pretty good guy and dedicates a lot of his time to his community and to his family. And yeah, I think he's a way better guy than people give him credit for. But yeah, anyways, I would just like to see who you guys think is the most overhated athlete in the UFC.
That's a great question.
Before you answer,
yeah,
we're taking Tom Aspinall off the table.
Right, just because that's circumstantial
it's
to
so
what's going
topical.
on.
Like we can't.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not included.
It's definitely not Waldo Cortez Acosta. Mario Bautista has to be up there. So I
Ooh.
feel like people have chilled out a little bit on him, but like there was a time where like people really hated him. I think Bilal gets too much hate.
He was my number one.
Yeah, I think Bilal gets like way too much hate.
There's a few. Bilal, Ian Machado Gary.
Gary
gets an
way too much
unnecessary
hate.
amount
Like
of hate.
the what is it? Like the cuck shtick has
Yeah.
run its course. It's done.
It's
like,
not funny.
It's not
It's
funny.
It's
anymore. Like,
so dumb.
It's been
based
long.
on nothing. Mavsar.
Yeah. Well,
Like he gets hated on. It's like, what the fuck did he ever do to anybody?
go to decision 10 times.
Yeah, but okay. so does a lot of people.
Who gets
That's
some,
about
who gets
it.
some heavy heat? Anybody who dislikes Juliana Pena?
Pena's a good one.
Yeah, Pena.
I agree with that. Pena gets unnecessary heat.
Who else?
Those are. I mean, Bilal's probably the answer.
Yeah,
if I'm being
we're
honest.
just like universally disliked.
Well, just Bilal. Like nobody gives him credit for anything he
Yeah.
does. They're just like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, I think that's a good list.
Aljo?
Oh,
yeah,
great one.
That was just a good one. I feel like people have
until
turned
the
to him.
Tom video.
Yeah, true.
It was a joke.
Hey boys, JB and BC here, and I'm just listening to today's episode with you guys and Ariel at the end. You're saying you want some better questions. So I don't know if this
Yes.
qualifies, but I'm genuinely curious.
Oh, let's hear it.
How good are you guys at working with tools? Power tools, hand tools?
I like it.
Can you use a saw to cut some wood? Can you build something if you needed to? I mean, I'm a carpenter.
Oh, sick.
General contractor, mainly framing, siding. I just spent the better part of 10 hours outside getting just rained on. Fucking sucked. But I'm listening
Sorry,
to
man.
podcasts, just trying to make the best of it. Because, you know, you got to make that money, right? So anyway, I'm just curious. Are you guys handy? Because I could picture it, but at the same time, I mean, no offense, but city boys. All right, let me know.
Cities need tools.
I chopped down the tree and to build this desk and built this desk with my bare hands.
I thought you were being serious for a second.
No. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm like a 4.
What's 10? 10 is like contractor. 10 is like
a
you're like
carpenter.
10 is like you can, I don't know, like square something up without even using a level.
No, I think 10 is actually like you can take raw materials and make something.
Okay, then maybe I'm a 3. Like I can build stuff with instructions. I can change a tire. I can like hang pictures in my house. Like I can do like basic things.
What about take like
mounting my TV? I'm calling a guy.
Okay.
Not because you couldn't, right? Just you don't have the experience of doing it. You don't want to fuck it up. I know
I'm sure
you
if I could or couldn't, but I don't want to fucking try. I'd rather pay the $150 and be done with it.
I'm there at my point in life. I'm probably the one notch above that. Like I can be handy at times. Like I can make things, but like the most bare bones, smallest things. Like I can put things together with 2x4s, hammer, nail, like make something, but it's for propping something up. I'm not like making a beautiful piece of anything.
You mow
It's
your
gonna
lawn?
look like dog shit. I don't, but that's just like a time thing.
Yeah. I used to mow the shit out of my lawn back in the day. I used to have a lawn mowing business when I was young.
The guy who owns the company that mows my lawn lives 2 doors down. Nicest family in the world. It's the best arrangement in the world. I save so much time. They're great.
Ripper riding
Neighborly
mower?
discount.
Never got the
but
riding
they have very fair prices.
I'm always looking for an excuse to use the drill, you know? And
I love a good drill.
So you're handy.
But no, like I'm more handy with, if you could believe this, like electronics. Like I could solder the shit out of something.
I very
could
much
use an
believe that.
oscilloscope. It could replace vacuum tubes, you know. But
If you can believe it, said the nerdy guy into electronics.
Wow.
We actually call her Handy Andy in the back. She built her own house in New York. It was incredible.
By hand.
Yeah.
I can make cable though. I can do that.
Ooh.
Shout out.
From like the raw copper.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Hey, it's Harry calling again from Long Island. New York Rick. I got a favor to ask for you. A few of the boys and I got together, and as far as how often you're going to say ultimately this episode, we agreed that the line was going to be set at 9.5. So let's say you get this on the over side of this, and I'll slip you $20. Thanks.
Is that? Are you trying to fix this competition? Cash!
That's fucking illegal.
We found him. He's on Long Island.
But ultimately, I do feel like we were under for this episode.
Maybe.
I don't feel like we.
I don't know.
9.5?
We need an official count on Montoya the other day. It was egregious. It was
You don't
insane.
trust the transcript?
No, I don't. There's no way it was only 13.
Yeah, there was like 10 in one sentence.
We picked up on it by the time he had said it 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
And then he said it another 35 times.
Yeah.
There were a couple sentences where he was like, ultimately, I'm going to say these words, and then ultimately, we'll get to a point where I say ultimately again.
Yeah. No, we will not help you rig the ultimately.
It's an earworm, though. Once you hear it, you can't stop saying it.
That was all of the voicemails.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for everyone that called in. Those were fantastic. Appreciate all the support and all of the questions. Truly, like that guy said, one of the best segments. Is it better than Pound for Pound? I don't know. It's definitely not.
I think they're all good.
It's definitely not dumber than Pound for Pound. Pound for Pound is Pound for Pound dumbest segment that we have. Do we have any super chats, Frankie?
Damn right we do. Super chats. They're extra super today.
Oh,
First one's from Mason. It says, Happy 12th, referring to the 12 months that they've been a member. Frank, have you been to a boiler room? So they're referring to an event.
Yeah, what is that?
It happens in several cities across the world, really, where it's just like a DJ playing in front of like a live stream with a crowd around them. Really fun to watch on YouTube. I've known some people that have engineered them. I've never gone myself, but to be honest, I like watching them on YouTube, but I don't think I would actually enjoy being there. One, there's the mysterious shtick, but the other is like, this is really like for the people at home and less about the people that are actually there. But I've seen some really cool ones that I'm like, damn, that one sounded like it was fun.
Help me understand the difference between like a concert that's being streamed. It's just like a smaller profile.
It's smaller profile, like literally the camera's right in front of the DJ booth. And then here's what's funny is like there'll be mostly attractive people surrounding the DJ. And then you just watch them in this drunken, dancing. It just looks cool. Like if you had it going on your TV and you got people over and you're just listening to music, it looks like there's a party in your living room.
Jason Status does it, right?
They've done them, yeah.
Yeah.
Underworld
but called
just did
boiler
one.
room because it's supposed to be like in a boiler room. Like it's like
right,
a
but that's
dingy...
also just the name of the organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a company
That's a
that
brand called
does these.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We have one in Brooklyn called Lot Radio. I'm more interested in that because it's still pretty, specific to the New York area. So, all right, Mason, I see you. I've been to Lot Radio. You should check that out.
Nice.
As well as your boiler room stuff.
Love that.
Next up. Hi. From Costa Rica again. Please shout out my rescue pup, Josefina, who just passed away after 15 years with me. She watched every UFC with me, and I will always miss her. For the debate, what are the top 3 Frank sound bites?
Thanks for that, Eduardo. We appreciate it. Rest in peace to Josefina. I'm sorry. 15 years, man. That's a long time. That's a nice life for a dog. Top 3 Frank sound bites. Who the fuck is we?
Federal fucking prison.
James Tahuna.
James Tahuna.
And then probably
Who the fuck is we?
That's up. That's got to be up there.
Definitely up.
Maybe Darren Till. Keep my name out your fucking mouth.
Keep my fucking name out your mouth.
What about Frank Warren?
Oh yeah, that one I haven't done in a while. Huh?
Keep my fucking name out your mouth.
Who gives a flying fuck about Carl Frock or what he's got to say? Is anybody really interested?
Too long for me. It's got to be quick bangers.
One of my favorites, just because of how jarring it is D1 Glazer. Just
D1
Glazer. D1 Glazer.
It's so fucking hard. Like it's just like
Jazz Devicius is great.
Jazz Devicius.
Let me get the Till one more time.
Keep my fucking name out your mouth.
That's long. All right,
that is not long, bro.
What's the one that we just added?
Fucking name out your
yesterday.
mouth.
Who's the check? Who's the check?
What is the genesis of this? What is the beginning?
It's Bob Arum, just like Ariel's talking to him about something, and he's just basically like, "Who's gonna check? Like, who's checking?"
Ariel's like,
this?
"Yeah, we could probably get 9 sound bites from that interview." It's like, "Yeah, half of them we couldn't air."
We could get 9 sound bites for getting canceled.
Yeah.
We don't care.
That's another amazing one that literally happened during an interview.
Yeah,
and like he's just sitting in his house, and it's just so clean. Like, we don't care.
Till is a pound for pound. Like,
oh my god,
soundbite dropper.
Everyone stop chatting shit.
Darren Till is so good.
That
bro.
one, everyone stops chatting shit. Sounds like he's like addressing a crowd. When in actuality, it's the middle of a sentence, the middle of an answer
The
about
We Don't Care feels like we got a 360p version of him at a press conference. That's what it sounds like. But it's just him on a Zoom call. We don't care. I still love the keep my fucking name out your mouth.
Keep my fucking name out your mouth.
The noises.
Mouth.
The noises that the Scouse make.
So good, dude. It's so good.
Frankie has a good soundboard, and he's fantastic with it.
Next up is from Jose. Darren Till versus Jake is the fight.
Oh shit,
that's not bad. I don't know if that's getting on. I don't know if that's getting on Netflix, but that would be. I would tune the fuck in for that.
And their point is that they were saying that Till is a good promoter. Which we were just talking about.
Yeah,
how
he's
great,
literally fucking hilarious.
Would Netflix go with Darren? It feels like that would be a Misfits type.
Yeah, or just like a smaller Jake.
A smaller MVP.
Yeah, if they did Mike Perry, they could absolutely do Darren Till.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Next up, New York Rick is a G, hard worker, and always comes in.
What does 24-inch Dubs know?
I always deliver.
Apparently that Rick doesn't spell his name with a K, but
yeah,
they're trying. I will say, if Connor sends a text early in the morning like, oh man, I can't make it in. Hey, don't worry about it, brother. We got you. And he's like, I'm stuck in wherever. It's like, don't worry about it. We'll get you. If Rick were to call, I would be sweating a little bit. I'm like,
we'd be in trouble.
I'd be like, you know what? I think I got that walk-in pneumonia. You're gonna have to get a sub because I don't want to be there in that control room when Rick's not there.
Yeah, we'd be in trouble.
It'd be the same.
I've only sent that text one time. That was last week. It was the only time. 4 years.
Counting? Who's
4
counting?
years.
How many times has Frank said that?
Who's to check?
And then Frankie shows up late, and where I'm like, oh, I didn't think you were gonna come. He's like, what?
One day I won't.
No, don't
start right in front of the.
No. We don't want that. We don't want that.
So this
just loud enough for him to hear you. Comes in.
I love Nick.
Oh,
Here's a twofer here from Benjamin Turk.
What's up, Benjamin?
If you could have your brothers fight, who would they fight that?
Huh?
It could be a sister also for the whole crew. Then they write back, like to fight. Frank, don't mess up. My bad. No, motherfucker. You don't get to mess up and then tell me not to.
Listen, for $199, he gets to correct the record.
If you could have your brothers fight, who would they? Oh, so like you're saying like.
Who would you want them to fight?
What brothers fighting what brothers? The Diaz brothers versus the Pettis brothers would be kind of good.
Is that what he's asking?
I read it as your own sibling.
Brothers.
How do they know if we have brothers?
Yeah, I don't have brothers.
Oh, then I guess they can't fight.
I'm not sure what he's saying.
No, maybe Connor's right. That makes sense.
We'll try that again next week, Benjamin. The Tafa brothers
Super chat it one more time.
Tafa brothers versus the Tahuna brothers would go hard.
The Tahuna brothers. Is it Tyson Pedro though, or is it James Tahuna and his brother? Is it Ty and Tyson?
No. It's James and Tama. Tahuna.
James Tahuna?
Super producer Dan is reading my mind here. There's another twofer.
Okay.
This one's from FL Timberman. Says, do cities pay the UFC every time? Need Tallahassee card. And then they wrote back, if we got Des Moines, we need Tally.
Okay, man. We need Tally. Tallahassee, obviously the home of Florida State University and also the capital of Florida. Few people know that. Doubt you're getting a Tallahassee card. Where are they going to do it? At the college basketball arena?
The answer to the first part answers the second part, which is yes. The UFC gets paid every time now.
Yeah.
Like, they get exorbitant site fees to go to these locations. Just Google Mark Shapiro UFC and you will see infinite quotes about him talking about increasing revenue and flagrantly disregarding what the fans actually want and only talking about maximizing profits and revenue. They're not going anywhere that's not paying at this point in time. Like if you're a city that doesn't pay, and as GC said, right, Tallahassee may not have an arena the size that could support the UFC. If you don't pay, they're losing money by traveling, paying for all those flights for staff and fighters and all those things, hotels, when they can just do it at the Apex. So they need to recoup those fees in order to go on the road. Otherwise, they're just like, throw it at the warehouse in the desert one more time. So yeah, unfortunately, unless the city is going to pay, they're not going to get it.
To get to the bottom of this, Donald L. Tucker Civic Center is where FSU plays basketball. It holds 12,500.
It's not going to do it.
Doubt that's going to work. You could do Doak Campbell Stadium. Can't imagine that their stadium show is going to be
the first stadium
in
show that
Tallahassee.
UFC does is Tallahassee.
Does hold 68,000. So you're probably not going to get a Tallahassee event anytime soon, but I did Google Tallahassee UFC. You'll be able to watch it at the 7th Hill Tap Room and the Corner Pocket, or other sports bars like Miller's Ale House or Applebee's Grill and Bar. So
shout out to Miller's Ale House.
Honestly.
Yeah, enjoy it, man.
Hammer Parsa says, when is the cutoff for voicemails? Because mine never gets played. I do them pretty late. Love you. Thanks for the show. Best show in the biz.
What is the OBJ?
I think they were using emojis or just something.
Odell Beckham Jr., W. Odell Beckham Jr., Hen.
I can answer this one, Hammer
Yes.
Parsa. It's usually around 10 a.m. Eastern. So get them in before then if you want to have up your chances. There's no promises here.
The time
you could just send some money via PayPal. I'll make sure it goes right to the top.
Wow,
Frank, we don't do that.
That's fucking
We don't do that
illegal.
here. Yes.
So we'll use some other service.
Time is not always the issue. Let's lay out some guidelines here so that people understand what's happening. If your call is 2.5 minutes and the first minute of it is setting it up, it ain't gonna air. If your call is 40 seconds but it's just you giving a take, yeah, probably not.
Be brief, be entertaining. That's all we ask.
Interact, right? Ask a question, do something funny, tell us a heartwarming story, but like it can't just be 3 minutes of you giving your brilliant take. Or now, I'm not saying this is what you're doing, but if you've called a few times and you haven't gotten through, assess what's going on here and figure out why you're not.
I did just want to briefly jump back to the Tallahassee guy. I've gotten even further to the bottom of this. You're not going to get UFC, but Combat Night is Florida's leading MMA promotion, and they just did Combat Night Tallahassee back in August, and it looks like they'll probably be coming back to Old Tally. Clay Jackson defeated Kevin Hine by second round knockout in the main event. Doing Jacksonville this weekend if you want to drive over. Abu Zalam versus McDougal in a welterweight bout. If you missed that, they'll be doing Fort Pierce next weekend. So.
I think you're now by default like top 5 in terms of Tallahassee MMA knowledge at this point.
Yeah, I can't
just
lie.
by a few minutes on Google.
The Combat Night Jacksonville poster's not bad. Zombie theme though, a little late on the Halloween, but
that's for a coming show.
Yeah, for this weekend.
Ooh, yeah, that is late.
At the Prime Osborne. 27 bouts on the card. If you're hungry for MMA in the Northwest Florida region, Combat Night's your guy.
Okay, by the way, though, actually, like, non-joking, local MMA is pretty good. Like, if they're evenly matched and it's not just, like, shitty, like, squash matches, yeah, go to that. It might actually be a lot of fun. So, yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath for a UFC. You might have to travel to Miami or another Florida event, but go to that local show. GC just did the work for you. Go to Combat Night.
And lastly, Sammy says, about the overhated caller before, I think they mean about the fighter.
Yeah.
Do you think Hamzat received extra negative energy after his win pre- and post-DDP fight?
I feel like he just meant overhated, referencing the caller as well. I think we're all on the same page on that one. Yeah, Hamzat gets a lot of hate, man. He gets a lot of flack. I think it's just because of the style in which he won.
Yeah, I do think the reason we disqualified the Tom one, because it was that specific performance. I do think that performance was unfairly kind of graded. Man, that performance also, you think about that one and you're just like, could Hamzat have finished though? Yes, I do feel like that one was unfairly graded, but I don't feel like Hamzat is unfairly treated. Like the reason I think Bilal's number one is because people just disrespect Bilal. Like people just have no regard for how skilled he actually is. Everything's a fluke. He's a bum. We hate him. We don't want to hear from him. When in reality, he's a very, very, very good fighter who does not get the credit he deserves. I don't feel like that's the case for Hamzat. I think a lot of people are aware of how good Hamzat is and give him that courtesy and that respect. But yeah, that performance definitely got some undue hate.
That's everything, Frank?
That's everything. But I did want to point out that The PFL MMA YouTube channel has apparently been in our chat, seeing if there's any gray hairs on Rick.
Gray hairs?
Gray hairs, yeah.
The PFL MMA
YouTube channel.
Official?
Officially official.
The fuck?
Is in our chat.
Can we get tighter, Andy?
Saying, am I seeing gray hairs on EJ? Did the buzz cut from Paulo Costa create gray hairs on the regrow for Eric Jackson?
Jackson?
Who, me?
Sorry, Mr. Jackson.
Is that as tight as we can get?
I think she fell asleep on the Zoomer and it just zoomed off.
Let it be known as it was regrowing. Yeah. Noticed a few grays.
What I've noticed is last August,
did we start dying?
Pitch black, and then ever since you've been working as EP, it has gotten grayer and grayer.
Wow, PFL jumps back in the chat and says that's actually just dandruff. PFL is frying up our boy Rick.
What the fuck? Who?
From John Martin, CEO John Martin, sitting in this exact same chair just a couple days ago to now the YouTube channel frying.
Who are you? Who are you? Explain yourself and expose yourself. I need to know.
Hey,
listen.
Hey. No voicemail from Don Davis this week. It might be Don Davis trolling on YouTube, on PFL's
Is that
YouTube.
you, Donnie? You get one tattoo of yourself on somebody's leg and you get full of yourself?
Now Don chimes in, blame the white balance.
Wait, Don chimed in or the PFL account?
The PFL account.
Okay.
The PFL account.
Wow, I didn't think we'd end the show on my gray hairs, but yeah, you know what? I'm cool with it. I honestly like.
I'm chatting shit to the PFL in the chat.
I think the salt and pepper would go good.
There is one super chat that we almost skipped, and my apologies to Big Clouds. We don't have an image for this. It just says the only warning on foul should be the ref yelling during the action, "Watch your hands! He's down!" etc. Once a foul was committed, auto point taken.
I think a lot of people, like, that used to be more controversial. I think there are a lot of people who are there right now, which is any foul penalty. And the warnings should be like, be careful. You don't want to get you don't want to lose a point by doing that. I agree with that. And I think a lot of people are there right now.
Zombie Slayers also chimes in. He says, BITB, much love from the UK. Much love to the UK, brother.
Shout out.
Who wins, Kayla or Amanda? Whew. It's an unbelievable fight.
It's tough.
It is.
I'm going to go Kayla.
I'll go Kayla. And that's that. That's it for the boys in the back on this Thursday evening. We talked about it all, gambling, Jon Jones, Jake Paul, what's next, UFC Apex 111 breakdown, pound for pound, best fight siblings. But our time has come to an end. PFL is still flaming Rick in the chat on the way out. They say they expect a call post-show. Donnie D, baby. Watch the crack tomorrow. We're back on Monday for a massive UFC 322 fight week right here in New York City. There'll be guests in studio. There'll be wall-to-wall coverage. A very special video dropping as well on the channel. Finish it all off with the UFC 322 watch party right here. It's going to be a great week. The MMA hour's on fire. I'm expecting the zoom out. I'm just kind of just rambling at this point. That's it for us. We're out of here. See you next week.
Fucking prison. Federal fucking prison.